West Coast.
Oh yeah, you know I have to turn it up for one time. Elliott, you ready? DJ Hed, you ready?
West Coast.
Hey Jeremy, you ready?
They know it's time.
Let's get it. It's a cold game, cold world, that's why we talk about it. Ain't like everybody else that'll just walk around it. Views is different, snap a picture and now it's vintage. Cause it ain't just talking for the views, that's how he meant it. It's the bigger picture. Yeah, it's the bigger picture. Yeah, it's the big picture.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. The bigger picture.
It said our marriage wouldn't last. Me and DJ Hed, man. Our marriage.
Who said? Who is they?
What am I in the marriage? If you guys are married, what am I?
Marriage.
Am I like the stepson?
No.
They said it wouldn't last.
Where would I be in that?
No.
In that analogy,
We don't have the same hair texture.
We don't, but I made sure I blow dry my
Are
hair.
you live? Are you live?
We do that.
So we're trying to figure out. This is the first episode we was like pre-taping, and we didn't pre-tape. We was prepping back. DJ Hed did not speak to me or Jeremy. Really, he kept to himself. He's very quiet. He's very aloof right now.
Yeah, he's in his own.
I feel like it's been
today.
a tough week for the West Coast. We're gonna find out if it really is in the eyes of DJ Hed. You know, he's been light on that Twitter. He's been on Twitter in about 24 hours or so.
You monitor my Twitter.
He says he's tired and shit. I don't know what's going on out here.
I haven't seen too many eye emojis.
I don't see a lot of eye emojis.
Yeah.
Can you remember what DJ Hed's energy was last episode, guys, girls?
There's
His
a lot
energy
of.
seems a little different now. I'm concerned about this episode, but I'm here to
You should be
perform.
concerned. I'm always stoic.
You was not stoic
You were
last
really
week.
excited last week.
You
It
were
was-
not stoic last week. Your phone was ringing and jingling.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was a different energy last, but that was because so much was going on.
Yeah,
midway
it was
through
just
the-
too much. I was
Yeah.
overstimulated.
Yeah.
Do you feel good at least that you promised us a long time ago, DJ? You promised us a great week in hip hop. You actually gave us 2 great weeks of hip hop.
Yes.
Thank you, DJ Hed.
Thank you. I appreciate you. We're gonna take one question from the audience.
Joey got y'all niggas tepid out here. Look that shit up, man. That's
a
how
good
the energy
word.
is. Look up tepid. Is that the right word? Am I using it right?
Lord.
It feels-
Tepid, only slightly warm, lukewarm. You used it
Nah,
semi.
I didn't mean that. I meant
You were about tepid on the way that you used it.
That's not tepid.
Okay, we have one
Timid?
person. Let's see. Hopefully
right.
this isn't a mistake.
We could always scratch it out. Cut it out. Cut it. Who won the battle? Who won? Do we care who won? Everybody wins. Rap wins.
Yo,
Same
yo.
person. We had him before, no?
Yo, what's
You
good?
talked to him already?
Yeah, we talked to you already, right?
Nah.
Okay.
Everybody don't look alike, Elliott.
Hey, I'm just for the record,
Hey,
if you're
you think-
listening, I didn't say that. That
Bro,
wasn't me.
They think
Sorry,
they think
kid.
that all the niggas look alike.
That's not me. Don't group me in that.
Sorry, King. Sorry, my brother.
That's crazy as
disrespect,
hell.
my G.
Shoot your question, bro. Who you want to ask the question to?
I want to ask you this question because I already sent Jeremy a DM and he ignored my shit. So
Okay.
Damn.
Okay.
I
Oh.
need to know this, right?
Oh,
got
wait.
smoke.
What DM did you send Jeremy? He ignored it. It was because you was black or what?
First of all,
Oh.
I get a lot of DMs that I don't see, so I apologize for not seeing your DM. But look, you get
apologize.
divine timing. Now
What
you
did
get it on the bigger
what did you
platform.
send him a DM? Would you ask him?
This was like 2 weeks ago.
Okay,
what-
what'd you ask him? No, we ain't got a lot of time.
Oh, I asked him to ask you, why is Dot performing over J. Cole's version of All Right? He's been doing this since the pop-up. If you listen to the first 5 seconds of J. Cole's version, you just hear him say, yeah. And that's exactly the version that
Ooh. Did
Dot
Cole
been performing
foul?
over. So I want to know what's up. Is
Is
he
that a
talking to
tap?
him? What's up?
I can't hear because Elliott Wilson's talking over you. You said what?
Of course I want to know, why is he doing it?
I don't.
Is he taunting Cole? What's
I like
going on?
I'm not a. I'm
I
not.
like this. I wish
You
I
didn't
would
answer
have
that DM, though.
I wish I would have seen that DM.
That DM
I'm not.
request.
I'm not his musical director, so I don't know.
Okay, one more time. What part is he using, my friend?
I'm sorry, Elliott Wilson's talking again. What'd you say?
I wanna know- He's using the first like 5 seconds of Cole's version of All Right. I broke it all down in
Okay.
Jeremy's DM. He could go search that in a
What-
minute.
what's your ad name?
Resend it, King. Resend that to us. Resend that to us.
It's
Resend it to
called,
us.
My name is _Junior Charles.
Okay.
Just post it and tag us on it. I want to make sure we use it.
Okay, I do want to say something though. So, you know me, I love this. This is a great way to start the show. So, Black Friday,
Why
if we
gotta
all
be black?
remember, 2015. I didn't name the holiday. That's a national holiday. Black Friday. There's a lot of sales that go on that day. Okay, things are
selling of humans.
No, not that type of selling. Don't go there.
Slavery.
But no, not a
Okay,
slavery
all right.
comment. 2015, J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar teased their upcoming collaborative project once again on that day. But what they did was they both dropped a freestyle over each other's hits at that time, which was All Right, and I believe it was, what was the Cole song that Kendrick got on?
I forgot.
Nice watch.
Kendrick smoked it.
Run it.
Yeah.
Run it.
A Tale
Hands
of
in
Two
the air.
Cities. A Tale of Two Cities, yes. So
Yep.
Kendrick
His PSA.
absolutely, like, I will say, normally I think that they could compete rapping ability-wise. Kendrick absolutely crushed Cole when it comes to those two
So
songs.
you're saying Kendrick's over Tale of Two Cities was way better than Cole over
Way
All
better,
Right.
way better. And Cole actually did throw what I thought were some Drake shots on that song. He said, "If I get score 6 points, if I get 6 buckets, I get 6 assists," which was an interesting ghost writing.
six.
But anyways, Cole and Drake are cool, so or not maybe at that time they were, so whatever. But at the end of Cole's verse, he says, but this February, I bet shit gets scary when I fuck around and drop. And everyone thought that was going to be Kendrick and Cole's collaborative project. Even Cole's, was it Cole's sister or Kendrick's sister? Like somebody's like sibling posted on Facebook and said like that this was about to happen, and everyone thought it was about to happen. Nothing happened.
Technically, not to interrupt you, but technically, J. Cole, that was the time J. Cole actually shut those rumors down because he said, he was like, they wonder when we dropping the project, bitch, never. You can't handle 2 niggas this clever.
Yeah.
Okay.
So people are like, okay, maybe it's
Okay,
never
kid.
coming. Great lyric breakdown. But for Kendrick to use Cole's version, I think what you're saying is there's an ad lib on the front end that Cole says something. He has that playing under All Right. All Right's his biggest song. They have the stems to the original instrumental. I can guarantee you that. So for him to be,
What are the opening lines?
So
What are
for
the
him
lines?
to
Look
be-
up the lines. What are the
so
lines? Do we know what
Is
the
All
lines
Right
are?
his biggest song?
no, not his biggest song ever, but it's one of. I would say it's in his top 5
You said
biggest
it's his
songs.
biggest song.
Okay.
GNX, you go to the GNX tour, listen, because I went when he was here in Atlanta, and I heard it clear.
That
as
was
day.
there?
He did it at the pop out, and he's been doing it on tour.
So the lyrics that he says at the beginning are, yeah, 10 toes to the ground. Yeah, that's
Right, but
probably.
all he's using is the yeah part, and it's because it's not on the original version.
Wow.
Interesting.
What do
Dude,
you think of this, DJ Head?
if you had to speculate.
Well, I've made show there. Like, are you familiar with a DAT is?
I am not.
So there's a thing called show dats. It's an old school word, show dats. It'd be the equivalent to like a show CD. You know, when artists go perform, they hand you their show CD. When Jeremy had do his thing, they probably bring USB drives or they email the song, whatever. So when you put together a show dat, a lot of times, depending on who makes it and where they pull from, that could literally be happenstance. It doesn't have to mean something. I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm just saying that it doesn't have to.
So you're
So you
saying
don't have any information on this?
No, I'm not a music director, bro.
I ain't asked that. I asked
So you-
that information.
I have one
Yeah.
question, DJ Head. Do you think it's purposeful in any way? Do you make sure we hear
Intentional,
Cole's
maybe.
voice?
I'm-
Intentional. is probably
I'm
better word.
unsure. I don't think so. I don't know. I literally have no idea. I didn't even know what the fuck you was talking about until you explained it.
Go into deeper detail in Jeremy's DM if he ever decides to acknowledge black people.
oh, okay.
Yes!
Now-
Yes!
we got
I
you
just
back.
want to
There
let
you
you know.
go.
I was
That's how you
The
do
bigger
that
big
shit.
show.
You know what
I
I'm saying?
just want to let you know. I was on your side. I was about to big up
He
you.
about
I was
to
about
ask
to
for your phone
repost you.
number, King.
I was about to be like, yo, maybe we could work.
Yo,
but
get
then
the-
you had to come at me with a
All right, let's
personal
get your
attack like
social media
that.
handles before we go.
Yeah, make it right, Jeremy. Make it
We're
right.
gonna all right, easy, black man. We're gonna get it right. Let's get your social media handles together. Let's make sure he gets his proper credit. Let's start our goddamn show, man.
Underscore Junior Charles.
One question for
right.
you, King. What's your name again?
Junior Charles.
Junior Charles. What do you think of Joey Badass single-handedly whooping the West Coast ass this week? What do you think about
That's a
that?
narrative. Don't answer that.
He ain't
No?
single-handedly whooped shit.
It's not over?
What I will say, I feel like the West Coast, they was taking a lot of shots, like they was taking a lot of body shots. But every time Joey swung, he tapped motherfuckers' jaws. Like
Okay.
he punching them in the face. So I don't know. It's
It's still going. It's still going to your eyes, King, right?
Daylyt just dropped on this morning or last night.
Yeah, but it was end credits.
Yeah, but
Do you know? I'm gonna ask DJ Head later. Do you know where Ray Vaughn is? Do you know where Ray Vaughn is?
I don't know where Ray Vaughn is, but I know where think his name is Eastside Boy K or something.
Eastside K-Boy, yeah.
Yeah, he still.
He dropped some fire
So
yesterday.
you're just loving all the smoke firing. You loving all the songs. DJ had promised you great weeks in hip hop. He's delivering. You just loving the whole spectacle.
I don't care what y'all say. Elliott, you crashed out on him a couple weeks ago, but DJ Hed is a man of his word. Promise that.
All right, I respect that.
West Coast.
There we go.
Appreciate you.
Let's start
Great
the
caller.
show.
That was a good caller.
You set that
Besides-
call up. That's your guy.
Well, no, he attacked me at the end. I thought we were all good. I was loving it though. Cause the tiramisu I still think is a J. Cole shot.
Oh,
so.
he cut your tiramisu down though. Now he goes right into N95. He doesn't even do the verse now.
What is
He just does the
Oh, he
and
doesn't.
then he goes, "Hello, new world."
Tune
He
into the
goes
bigger
right to
picture.
N95.
Wow. So maybe
He
he
cut
did.
your bodies down. Pause.
He decreased the layers.
Yes.
Maybe he took out the J. Cole shot.
Oh, because you think there's a Cole.
I think there was a Cole
But then
shot.
he
in
still
there.
got Cole's little acapella
But
floating
he still
around,
has his
all right?
acapella on all right. Let us know if you guys think that in the comments below, if you think there's anything to that. But how are we feeling? Big week in hip hop, part 2. A lot happened. Maybe like 100 battle songs dropped within the span of like 48 hours. Where were you guys? How are you feeling? Hed, after our last episode, you were getting calls, you were getting texts.
There was a lot of shit going on in real time.
What was the rest of your day like last week?
Just how it was up here.
Hectic, chaotic.
You wanted to say hectic, didn't you?
I didn't, but that was, that was a bar.
Yeah, today my day it was very interesting.
You go to the studio that night?
Which studio?
Well, I know you went to the Sirius XM studio. Did you go to a music studio, recording studio that night?
Did you finalize that Reason Dead Apple record?
There was I did go to a studio.
Okay. What, did you go to a studio that someone
we're in court.
whose art? This is like
Is
the
Kid
Lil
Cudi
Wayne
on trial? Kid
deposition.
Cudi's on the stand right now.
This is our deposition. Was someone in the studio whose artist
Oh, he
name
got the
is Ray?
big water. He's not playing today, man. He got the big water.
You got to promise not to interrupt Jeremy.
I'm sorry.
Okay, go ahead, Jerry.
Okay. Was someone in the studio? Did they have an artist named Ray?
No,
Like, not at all in that
No.
studio.
Mm-mm.
Was there an artist named Reason in the studio?
I don't know where he was.
So you were in the studio solo.
This ain't the New York I know.
That's an interesting word, but no,
Was Ab in the studio?
I have abs.
Was Ab Soul in the studio?
Yeah, why
I'm
does his
pretty
voice
sure he
crack when he
was.
said abs? They
With you.
have in his studio.
Okay.
No, I'm pretty sure he was in the studio.
But he was in the studio with you.
Nah,
Okay.
Soul was out of town.
Okay. All right. So Soul said, I'm gonna officiate this in the cipher and get out of town.
Soul was out of town.
Okay. All right. So no information from that day. How surprising.
I feel like I'm inner
All right,
city,
Elliott,
inner city
how did-
press. I should
how
write
did
all
you-
shit down.
How did you feel?
Prosecutor Jeremy X says. DJ Ed says.
Okay, how did you
What the fuck are
feel?
we talking about? Are we going chronological? Are we going on? What the fuck's going on right now? Is Joey the winner? Is this over? Where the fuck is Ray Vaughn? I have simple questions. Is it over?
Call
Do
him.
we declare Joey the winner? And why has not Ray Vaughn responded? I thought Ray Vaughn was ready for all the smoke. Where's Ray Vaughn? Daylyt's giving us like 4 different records. He's saying goodbye 2 times. Like, what's going on? I don't know what's going on anymore. Again, I'm Elliott. I'm always old and confused. This guy has a lot of energy. He comes here today. He got nothing for us. I don't know what's going on. I just want to know what's going on.
What you mean?
So-
It seems like a tough week for the West Coast. Like, if you declared Kendrick the winner of the most epic historic hip hop battle of all time.
He got on live and said the white
You
flag
said
has
that
been
Kendrick
thrown.
was the winner. Now, if I felt Joey Badass, my East Coast Elliott
I didn't
side,
ever say he was the winner.
huh?
You said the other side threw a white flag,
Correct.
and so by
Well,
default,
you was the one that you take credit for declaring to the world that Kendrick is the victor, and this battle is over. Hard Part 6 is it, and this battle is over. You said you brought that to the world, and I concur.
Yeah.
Now with this battle, which you first brought to us, saying there's going to be a great week in hip hop, it appears that Joey Badass should be declared the winner, yet no one wants to declare him the winner, and we're unsure if it's actually over because we've not heard from Ray Vaughn.
I haven't talked to Joey Badass.
Have you spoken to Ray Vaughn? And where's Ray
No.
Vaughn up to?
I haven't spoken to Ray
when's the last time you talked to him?
last week. Or no.
Before, after he dropped
Why is he
or before?
disengaged? Why do you think Ray Vaughn is disengaged?
I think he got a call,
From what?
like the call, like back down. I don't think this is me conspiratorially speaking because I don't have any
It's
information.
always the. You know
I don't
what?
have any information.
After you speak, I'll speak on something.
Okay. But I would
That's how the show
assume,
goes. It's
I
the big
would
picture.
think. Okay, this is me as a spectator, still on the outside of this situation, as a fan watching. Okay, we saw Ray Vaughn as hungry as ever on GoldenEye. Right? He dropped a song. He was making allegations. He was, he had a hook.
Salacious.
He went the Diddy angle. The bars were there. It was a great diss song. I would not expect somebody who is rapping that hungry to just back off on his own. I would think that there was maybe conversations, whether it be him, his label, his peers, something to the point where when Daylyt's dropping his next couple songs, it feels like things are closing and the plane is landing and things are peacefully coming to an end, which is also, I'm more than happy to see that. I love the way it ended. But I would think that that would be the only reason why Ray Vaughn would not continue, personally.
Okay.
Okay. That's just a
You
theory.
What did you say? You had something to say.
That's bullshit.
Okay.
So now we get some information. Okay.
We're not getting no information. I also think this is bullshit.
My timeline? You disrespecting my timeline?
I'm
Yeah.
disrespecting the title of it. Also disrespecting what you said to the man on the call that we took earlier. That's what I'm disrespecting. It's
Well, I
not-
don't fully. I think that there was a battle with. Okay, where does this start? This starts with Joey calling out the West Coast, right?
No.
No. Okay, let's.
This starts with Joey wanting to compete.
Absolutely.
And so he said something that people took notice to that are from here. But this is not an East Coast versus West Coast thing.
No.
That's a media narrative. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. This is not an East Coast, West Coast thing. This is not a Joey Badass versus 20. This is not a Joey Badass is one gorilla versus 100 niggas. This is not a Joey Badass versus the West Coast. That's not what this is. This is Joey Badass said something. The homies that happen to be from here said something back. In real life, if I'm being honest with you, me personally, I don't even think this is a Joey Badass versus all these niggas or nothing. This is a Joey Badass and Ray Vaughn thing, Joey Badass and Daylyt thing, and then Reason got mentioned, so I guess that would be cool. Technically, the fight only the battle only happens when someone like you can only argue when two people are talking or
To each
engaged,
other, yeah.
right? So if no one's talking to you, like that's not the same thing. So I don't like. CT took it down. I don't like the East Coast versus West Coast narrative. That's not what this is at all. Like by any sense of the
agree.
word. That's stupid.
How was it?
That's media narrative.
It's not media narrative. Joey quoted Jay-Z's "Too much West Coast dick licking."
Correct.
The origin of that is that Jay-Z at the time, East Coast rappers are frustrated because Dre and Snoop are so superior. They're platinum. They're doing well. They're on top of the rap game.
Correct.
Similar parallel that Joey presented at the top of this year was that he was giving confirmation that we live in the dot era. Kendrick Lamar is the top rapper.
Correct.
He defeated Drake. Kendrick heavily, in this version of him, even more reps where he's from, which is the West Coast in California. Made a song called Not Like Us that was one of the most disrespectful, disparaging diss songs of all time. But it also was an anthem that mobilized his people. The pop-up show showed that, brought gangs together. The whole thing of pride of the city, pride of where we're from, pride of California, who often feels like they're disrespected as the underdogs and not respected for their contributions to hip-hop culture. You said too much West Coast dick licking. Certain West Coast MCs were offended by that. Most important that were offended were Daylyt and Ray Vaughn. And they did the most to respond to what Joey said, right? They were active.
No,
Ray Vaughn, they weren't active?
not Daylyt. Ray Vaughn.
No, Daylyt had a couple songs before. Go to the timeline. Daylyt had songs where he touched on it.
But you're saying that he felt disrespected. That's not necessarily.
Well, they responded to Joey's too much West Coast dick licking thing. So it was a specific challenge to other rappers, which again makes it against the West. Not trying to stir up things, but it's singling out West Coast MCs because some of the heat that the East feels is that Kendrick's on top. He's the top guy, but it doesn't mean everybody in the West Coast is winning. It means Kendrick is winning. They try to divide that. Whether that's true or not, that's a strong sentiment that's going on from the East Coast, where they feel like, again, this thing of like this region, which you say is often misunderstood in hip hop, is on top. So again, the references you got from artists that were responding to Joey and taking on the challenge, let's just say taking on the challenge from Joey, were Daylyt and Ray Vaughn, right? They took on the challenge.
Correct.
More than anyone. So now you have a battle. So Joey, to me, always called out everybody from the West. So it is, to me, Joey versus the West Coast. Not meaning in any kind of like other way than just music. Because he wasn't specific to Daylyt and Ray Vaughn until it became post-Red Bull battle time. And then he got real specific and was mostly talking about either Daylyt or talking about Ray Vaughn. So then the battle did become a handicap match of Daylyt and Ray Vaughn against Joey Badass.
I disagree.
Okay. Where am I off?
There's several things you off on. It didn't become that because, first of all, Joey wants Dot to respond.
Of course, because he's the top guy. Yes, absolutely.
That doesn't make it an East versus West thing. That means that Dot is from the West and he represents the West. And Joey, Doc have been from Atlanta.
He said too much West, whatever, and
Listen,
some West Coast
talk.
MCs.
You have to let me talk.
Go ahead.
If Dot was from Atlanta, right, he would still want it with Dot. It's not a versus West thing. That's a narrative that gets spun in the media because it's great for engagement and shit, and it's ignorance that perpetuates that. That's not true. The truth is Joey wants to go with Dot because Dot is the guy.
Yes.
It doesn't matter where the fuck Dot is from. He could have been from Texas or Arkansas. If he's the guy, Joey wants that spot. That means what I said in the beginning, Joey wants to compete. It's not a him egregiously being attacking or disrespecting the West Coast in that way. It's a competitive thing. It's like basketball. It's no different. Now, the second part of where you're wrong is everybody. Yes, he did say that, and that's like a hit dog a holler type shit. That's not him going to war or battling the West Coast. If niggas didn't respond, it would have went by and nothing would have happened. The only reason why it became a thing is because niggas responded.
And you were happy when they responded. We're rocking out to Ray Vaughn whole era.
I agree with you. But what I'm saying is...
So why does that stop then? Let's take it out of that. Okay, why doesn't then that stop? If Kendrick don't respond to Joey, why don't we just ignore Joey? Why are we cheering on Ray Vaughn with whole era? Which we loved.
The only reason why it became a thing is because someone responded. If no one responds, there's no nothing.
Specifically West Coast MCs who took on the challenge that they didn't like what he said.
Yeah, but what I'm telling you is those specific people is versus Joey. It's not Joey versus the West Coast.
That's what I just said at the end, and you said I was full of shit. It became a handicap match between those two, and it became that. Everything Joey said post Red Bull was either dissing mostly Daylyt or Ray Vaughn. Maybe an AZ Chike jab or one line, but mostly you look at all the lyrics, he's singling them out. Finals is completely just about Ray Vaughn.
But what I'm telling you is, okay, if we have a wrestling match and Jeremy Heck says, fuck you, Elliott Wilson, and fuck you, DJ Head, let's get it on. That's not a handicap match. You asked for that.
No, as you know, there's a triple threat match when everybody's going for self, and then there's two who seem to be on one side of the pendulum and one against the other.
I agree with you.
And you had two capable West Coast MCs, a young star from TDE, a battle rapper tested West Coast rapper who didn't like what Joey said and took on the challenge of, you ain't ready for Kendrick. We'll dance with you. We'll spar.
Yes.
And they took that challenge on.
Exactly. That's not an East versus West narrative though.
Okay. I think it's Joey challenged the West Coast in a way that certain West Coast MCs felt disrespected.
And what I'm telling you is
they made responses to that even before the Red Bull cipher happened.
And what I'm telling you that's a media narrative. That's not true.
Okay, so we disagree on that. We can move on. So what we'd say after that, even whatever you want to call it, Joey versus the field, whatever it is, right? Joey versus the field. It becomes this. They engage.
Yes.
It seems like Joey drops a record called Crash Dummy, taking a Not Like Us formula. Even you in real time said it's a slap. Mm-hmm. We all love a slap. It seems like that's changed everything, and that's become, just like Not Like Us, the final thing that makes this person the victor. Because Daylyt is sort of pretty much thrown in the white flag somewhat, right? Capital Steez tribute, and now the end credits record where he says, Joey, you won in the song. And then we don't hear nothing from Ray Vaughn, who is engaged in this battle. That seems peculiar to me. And that's why I'm asking. Why did Ray Vaughn disengage from
Shoot your theory.
I don't have a theory. I don't know.
I'm asking
Joey,
you.
he gave his theory. He said he's...
I don't have a theory either.
Okay, what do you think of everything that me and Hed were talking about?
Well, I think the one thing that we can
it's just crazy to me how shit is so important last week, and now because it seemed like it didn't go the way you may have wanted it to go,
that's a
now
media
it's
narrative.
All different. Huh?
That's a narrative.
I feel like...
Okay. I can't get to
ask me what I think.
If I can't get to the truth, this is what happens when rap niggas don't talk to us. If I can't get to the answers and the truth, all we have is narratives.
I
I'll
agree with
stand
you.
in my narrative. I'm swimming in mine. I'm surfing. I'll surf in my narrative because that's all I have.
I agree with you.
I can't get to the truth. And I actually think you have some more truth that you don't want to share. So there you go.
There are certain things. I told you, I've always maintained that position. There are certain things that I just will not talk about based on for content or for any platform, including my own.
But I think it's important that if we're going to have this engagement of Joey versus the field, and I'll change my thing on my Twitter because everybody's irate and they want to take it back. We always want to blame media for everything. Joey versus the field. If we have these songs in the back-to-back in a great week and a half or 2 weeks of rap, I think we should declare if this guy won or not. I don't think it's fair to just act like we had a lot of great records. No, but I think Ray Vaughn did a great showing. And Ray Vaughn's actually won in many ways of increased exposure to who he is, how talented he is. He made a really dope project this year, all for his success. But I just think at the same time, we should be fair. And if an East Coast person, in this case, took on the field and had better results and put out better music, we should declare him the victor.
So go ahead.
If he won. I'm the only one doing it. And I'm like, is Ray Vaughn going to drop a record right now and change that?
I don't know.
I said Joey won.
So there you go. Y'all declared it. I don't understand what the problem is.
they want the people
same
from the
energy.
West.
I want the
to
same
say
energy
that
we
too.
had last week of like, this is great, and motherfuckers drop
No, it
records.
is great. It's just like
heat.
it's just like the playoffs. It's great basketball. It's great.
No, but it feels like you took the air out of it. It just doesn't have the same like.
What would put the air
He
back
wants you
into
to be
it?
excited.
Gina-
He wants you to stand on a
No.
chair.
I've never stood on chairs.
Gina Views has to say like, the motherfuckers mad at me because I called it fair and square. It's like the energy's out of it. Like we just can't call it for what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Who is we?
should all sit in
Y'all
a
just
chair.
called it.
The overall energy from the people out here
What people?
where West Coast Wilson
Name
resides.
some people. Name who is people. Like when Jeremy says
Everything.
everybody. Who the fuck is
Who are
everybody?
these everybody? Wait, but I do.
What
do
is the
wanna,
energy? Like
can
you're
I
not
zoom-
saying anything. You're saying words, but you're not saying
I'm
anything.
saying nobody wants to say
Who is nobody?
the West Coast or the whole spirit of everything. West
the
Coast,
whole spirit of
the
everything.
dot era. People that live in the dot era, that Kendrick is still the leader,
Do you live in a
don't
dot
want
era?
to say that Joey Badass won this battle.
Do you live in a dot
Fair
era,
and
Jeremy?
square,
Head?
and it's a remarkable achievement because he challenged anybody. Because he wants Kendrick. He said, obviously, I want the top dog. I'm not worthy of him yet, but I'll take any of y'all on.
Mhm.
And he cleaned them up.
Okay.
Cleaned them up.
Okay.
And nobody want to say that.
Okay.
On my timeline, on the streets, anywhere you want to say it. The gas
Who do you
station.
want to say it?
You more than
They
anyone
want
because,
you
to- Why?
because you're the Coast Guard.
You know
You're
what
the
it
Coast
is?
Guard. What's the Coast Guard think?
just
The
told-
Coast Guard got quiet on the timeline.
I just told you what I think.
This is no.
What
This
do you
is what
think?
it is.
That,
It's
that you don't like. You said you don't like that. Elliott said it's Joey versus the West. I'll take it back. Joey versus the field.
It ain't just you saying
Okay.
that. That's the narrative. I don't like that.
When you say too much, if I say too much Canadian dick legging and it's Elliott versus Canada, you can't say he ain't talking about Canada. No, I'm talking about Canada. Canada sucks. Elliott said
Wow,
Canada
hey.
sucks.
hey.
Yeah, but also you got to think about it too. Even last year,
And
I
Pac
had the
was-
same
don't
position.
get
I don't
me
like.
started on
I don't like
history.
Toronto versus LA. I dispelled that narrative as well.
Yeah, it wasn't that either.
It's not that. It's these niggas are going at it. It's not this.
Can you
versus,
dispel a narrative that if people put records out and engage and seem like they want to have a battle, that we should figure out who won the battle in the end?
You
and
just
declare
figured it
somebody the
out.
victor? Where are you in that position? Just very clear about what you don't want to be. You don't want the headline to read or what the scorecard should say, but you're not clear on what the results
it's not
are.
about scorecard. I told you I don't keep score.
Can I say two things?
This
Okay,
is-
two
this
things.
is
Two things.
insane.
I'll explain to
This
you
is insane.
what Elliott's saying / what people are saying, and then I have a thought on what we're talking about. People want a confirmed
Big water time.
winner from not just you, but specifically you and authority within the West Coast, because they know that during the Kendrick and Drake battle, you guys were very opinionated and had strong voices on the situation. And that was a clear victory, I would say, for Kendrick. And no one could really deny that. The people who denied it looked delusional. They want, those people, as in the fans, want to hear from the authority on the West. Even though it wasn't West versus Joey, there were a lot of West Coast MCs involved in this back and forth. They want to know from the authority, would you say that Joey took the victory in this battle? That's what they want to know.
In what battle? Which one?
In the
The
Ray
field.
versus
The field.
Joey battle and in the Daylyt versus Joey battle.
In Daylyt, I would say yes, because Daylyt, there's also nuance to that situation that
Yeah.
people aren't aware of.
Which is, I guess, clear.
So this is not the same thing. Just okay for all of the people who want what'd you say? The
voice of authority to speak.
This is not that. This is a pickup game and then the rucker. This is not the same thing. These are niggas who are cool. Like
it's just for the sport. But in the
This is a
pickup
sport.
game, there's a scorecard
cool.
at the end,
Joey
and somebody
and Ray ain't
says,
cool.
I didn't say that.
He's one of the main participants. They're not cool. Joey and Ray aren't cool. They even met. They don't even know each other.
This is not the same thing as that.
You're saying like,
well, see, that's dismissive. It's like, so now authorities like you are punching people like that when it's affiliation with these people and these artists. Now, because of this, you want to kind of dismiss it. So this ain't really a real NBA game. This is a pickup game. But it felt important last week. It felt important then.
That's emotion.
well, there's still a scorecard. At Rucker, when
Your
KD
phone
goes
was
in,
blowing up. It was filled with emotion.
No.
when
What I'm
KD
saying
goes
to
in
you
and
is-
plays and he drops 40 in the Rucker,
Yeah,
like we
3
still know
lines
who
was
won,
ringing with
right?
emotion.
What I'm saying to you
All right,
is
I'll stop.
this is not the same thing. You're trying to draw a 1-to-1 parallel between Ray Vaughn and Joey Badass and Drake and Kendrick Lamar. That's
a
not the
not
same.
at all.
a
Not at all.
middleweight or a welterweight fight doesn't have to be a heavyweight fight. We get all that.
I'm
But
not
it's
saying
still, But
that.
it's still official. It's still hip hop and it counts.
I didn't say it didn't count.
No,
I'm
but that's
saying-
how you're treating it to me.
No, that's what you feel. What I'm saying. What I actually said is this is not the same 1-to-1. That's what I actually said.
Who would think that's the same one-on-one?
He just drew a parallel to it.
But not a direct parallel. Like, I'm just talking competitive.
He knows it's not Drake and
there's two
Drake and
people
Kendrick
going
are the
back and forth.
heavyweights, super heavyweights that had a super fight. They're two of the biggest of all time.
Is
We
it
can't
because
match that, but we had you promised us a great week in hip hop.
We had one.
is it because there's less
But why
personal
such an
effect to it?
anticlimactic? Why such an anticlimactic ending to such great weeks of hip hop? Because now you decide it's pick up basketball time because maybe you didn't see the end result that you wanted.
That's a narrative.
We don't have truth. I'm asking.
Okay, when I present truth and then you counter that truth, then it's a narrative, right? So if I present,
Telling Jeremy
if
that
you
that's
ask me
not
my
the same as Drake and
if you
Kendrick
ask
isn't
me a
giving me
question,
truth.
if
That's
you-
not giving me truth.
if you ask me a question and I answer it truthfully, that's my truth.
Why is it
and
Ray
just because
Vaughn-
you
why
don't
did
accept it
Ray
doesn't mean
Vaughn
it's not true.
disengage from this battle?
I told you I don't know.
Okay, I respect truth. So then I got to
So
run with
now-
narratives.
So exactly. So that's
Okay.
my point. Just because you don't accept my answer doesn't mean that it's not true.
Okay, take my narratives out of it. If we look at the track record of the records from the field, Joey versus the field, is it premature to declare someone the winner in this case? Are we supposed to wait for more music to come from either one of the parties? Daylyt minutes to declare Joey the winner. Why don't we feel comfortable saying that Joey won this engagement, which involves him defeating Ray Vaughn also?
Joey
Whether
said
Ray
no
Vaughn-
rules. He said the
Whether Ray
24
Vaughn,
sec-
whether Ray
24
Vaughn
hour
responds or
shot clock.
not.
You just called it.
Okay. Well,
I
then
don't understand what the confusion is. Elliott Wilson said Joey won, right?
He did.
Then that's it.
We would love somebody respected that's from the West Coast.
You're West Coast Wilson.
I'm Eastside Elliott. this
No.
week.
Maul told you
Oh
stay
yeah,
over there.
yeah, we do.
Maul told you stay over there.
No,
Okay.
Maul's my daddy. My daddy's Elliott Jesse Wilson Sr.
I'm
I'm
just saying.
Elliott Jesse Wilson Jr.
I'm just
That
saying.
nigga ain't my daddy. My daddy lives in Nevada.
You said you West Coast Wilson.
I'm gonna tell you what I am. I'm a winner, and I'm in the winner's circle because I'm West Side Wilson, and I live in the dot era. He's the heavyweight champion.
You're West Coast Wilson. And
I
you
also am East Side Elliott, East Coast Elliott,
no.
and Joey Badass is our middleweight champion.
I've never
also.
heard East Coast Elliott in a
They're
year.
two
I actually haven't
champions.
heard that yet.
Never heard that before.
What, East Coast Elliott.
In last year, never heard East Coast Elliott.
I haven't heard it until today. I told him in our text thread. He said,
Like,
"Am I West
get
Coast
completely
Wilson?"
the fuck out of here. Yeah.
He's like, "Am I West Coast Wilson or am I East
what's
Side
my-
Elliott?" And I
what's
was
my-
like,
I'm-
"You have
you
a
know where I'm
lifelong
from,
battle
right?
with yourself."
So give me my
You East Coast Wilson. I love the
I'm from
sweater,
New
by the
York.
way.
It's a tough week for the West. I try to show you some love. My friend, my most popular rapper out there, Snoop Dogg, my friend gave me this, man, my fuzz, man. I was trying to show
As
some
you
love for
should.
you guys, man. It's been a rough week for y'all, man. Just saying. Okay, so if East Coast Elliott is in my New York, my Queens, New York, you know I'm Queens, New York bred. That's where I'm from, right? You know that, right? I'm
I
from New
don't know.
York.
I never heard East Coast Elliott before.
So what should be my New York moniker then if you don't like East Coast Elliott?
I have no idea. I didn't know you had a New York moniker. I thought you were West Coast Wilson.
Well, I was YN. You know that.
No. I thought you were West Coast Wilson. For the last year, you've been West Coast Wilson.
I'm still West Coast Wilson. I didn't move back home.
So
why
then,
can't I acknowledge
so then you're
that?
an authority. Are you the GOAT?
Yeah, you damn Skippy. Yes. we
So
know
then
that
why are
part.
you not the authority?
I am the authority. And
So
I-
you said
I'm
Joey's the winner.
saying East Coast Elliott is saying Joey Badass has won the
No.
welterweight,
What did
middleweight
West Coast
division,
Wilson
whatever
say?
it is.
What does West Coast Wilson say?
That Dot is the heavyweight champion still.
No. What
So
does West
far,
Coast Wilson
day
say about
one just
Joey?
happened.
Listen to the question before you answer it.
Okay.
What does West Coast Wilson say about Joey Badass?
Congrats, East Coast Elliott. Middleweight champion, welterweight champion. Great work.
What does West Coast Wilson say? Does West Coast Wilson say that Joey Badass won the field versus Joey?
West Coast Wilson says we live in a Dot era, and Joey, with all that he accomplished, isn't ready to dance with Dot, and Dot shouldn't acknowledge him.
What does West Coast Wilson say about this specific week in hip hop? Does Joey Badass declare the victor? Yes or no?
I did, but I look at him in a different division. I'm giving him like what middleweight,
I don't ask you that.
welterweight.
I asked you about a winner. Is he a winner or not?
He's a winner, but Kendrick is still the bigger winner overall. They're
Fuck
both
that.
winners. I'm in the winner's circle with them.
Fuck that.
Y'all don't want to make a decision.
No,
Y'all
no.
want to tell truths. You want to hide behind narratives. I'm in the
Fuck
winner's
the-
circle
fuck the
next to
Kendrick
Kendrick
shit.
and Joey.
Is Joey the victor from West Coast Wilson? Yes or no?
Of the battle, yes. Against the field, yes, he did. He won. He was the
Okay,
middleweight champion.
So then you're the GOAT, you're the authority, and you're West Coast
I'm
Wilson.
exhausted.
But so
And what's the problem?
Okay, here's my premise. You want to hear my premise? You
No.
want this, is what,
Okay, go.
this will get him back engaged. Are you ready for
Get
this
him
one?
back engaged. What does that mean?
You're disengaged. It's a pickup game. Motherfuckers out here bullshit. I thought we was in the finals and shit. I thought these were the conference
Who
finals.
said
Let's
the
go back.
finals?
Now we're the pickup game. We're fucking in 4th Street in fucking New York City.
nah, you follow it
Okay.
through.
Whether y'all want it, whether the West Coast prominent people want to admit it or not, that Joey Badass beat the field. What happens now? He's not worthy for Kendrick, right? We agree. Kendrick shouldn't acknowledge him. I wouldn't.
I don't know.
We still live in a diet. Oh, now see you want that's too much. No, he don't deserve that. He don't deserve that. With all due respect.
I don't think he's ready for that. I have a comment.
Here's
but
what
can-
I
but
would
you
love as a hip hop
finish
fan.
first.
So we'd have more clarity and have more rules and get you and Punch back engaged and have some real stakes at
What do you
eyes.
mean, me
So
and
you can't
Punch?
dismiss it when it doesn't go your way. Oh, it's bullshit. Absol versus Joey.
Ooh.
You said he's the boogeyman, right? So the whole point is they came for the Red Bull thing. Joey took on the field, whatever you want to call it, however you want to brand it. He took on the challenge of, I want Dot. So I'll take anybody from where y'all are at if I can't get the Dot. Let me defeat whoever gets me to Dot.
Who said that?
Joe.
That's Joey's energy, narrative. That's his energy, right?
Okay.
He-
I
'cause
would
he
love
wants
you to. I
Kendrick.
would love for you to confirm that though.
I
I would love it. My
conf-
interview request has been sent. It was sent in January. It's been resent recently.
No, you don't need an interview just to get that clarity.
I can confirm in bars that he was absolute. He said, with the finisher, eyes on the prize. Hand on my fire, don't make me Pulitzer. Who won a Pulitzer Prize? What's the prize here? Better be wise, because if it would occur, I'm dotting T's and cross your eyes like Whitaker. The plot is now thicker. He is
So
absolutely
wait, was that Whitaker? Who, Whitaker?
like
Purnell?
Forrest Whitaker.
Oh, okay.
who has
I
a-
thought Purnell
who has-
Whitaker. I was like,
who
what
has
division
a
is that?
lazy eye. He has a
Yeah.
lazy eye, dotting T's, making sure he gets everything done in this specific battle in order to attain what he's been wanting for 15 years. That's why I also think the point needs to be made clear. Like you said, this is all about Kendrick. Like, we can go back and trace it back to Control, the most impactful verse of all time, but go back to when that verse dropped, and in that same year, One Train dropped. Joey Badass, Action Bronson, Kendrick Lamar, Yellow Wolf, Big Crit,
Action
ASAP.
Bronson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Action Bronson. So all those people were competing for the best verse, which is the way I think more people should do. Let's all get on the same song. Let's cipher. Let's battle it out that way. I think that'd be dope. We don't need all these individual songs. It's fine. I love it, but come together a little more. So at that point, they're all competing for the best verse. Joey sees himself as a peer to Kendrick. He's 17. He just dropped a classic album. People can say, it's a mixtape classic project. I would say 1999 is. He's looking at himself as like a peer, even though he looked up to Kendrick to some degree. He said he's a big fan. That drops. People argue who had the best verse. I think it's Big Crit. You can argue what you want in the comments. Later that year, Control drops. And A$AP Rocky, who was on the song, mentioned. Big Crit, who was on the song, mentioned. You know who was not mentioned was Joey Badass.
Yeah, I love his theory. His theory is that Joey's still mad at Kendrick for not even putting him in Control.
Joey's like, what the fuck, bro? We just rapped together on this song. He drops a reply along with a bunch of other New York rappers who took one bar a single way, where Kendrick said, I'm the king of New York. And then we had Papoose. We had Joe Budden. We had Fabulous, I believe. We had Joey Badass. We had a bunch of people. Correct me in the
everybody he didn't
comments.
mention made
Everybody
a
he
response.
didn't mention.
Yeah.
They made a response and said, "Oh, you're claiming King of New York. I'll show you who's the King of New York." Kendrick ignored it all. Kendrick didn't respond. He might have thrown some subs here and there, but didn't really acknowledge it. Then years later, we have Joey in 2017 drops All American Badass. Amazing project. I think we can all agree it was great. You know who else drops that year? Kendrick Lamar. Damn. Also amazing project. But that project gets elevated to another level, Pulitzer Prize winning. And I think Joey, in an interview that year, he said, I love Kendrick, but I'm here to compete now. And I want to be the best. And he's kept that sentiment the whole time. He wants to be the best. He wants to be the best. He wants to be the best. In order to be the best, you got to defeat the best. So all of this stems from Kendrick. And then now, when he sees Kendrick winning, he's like, okay, in order to get there, I got to compete with the field. And so the ruler's backdrops, he says, whoever wants it. It was West Coast on that one bar, but to me, I took that as I'm the guy right now. Whoever feels like they're also the guy in this middle class of rap.
Let's bring this competitive spirit back.
Which is why I felt like Mick Jenkins jumped in there. He jumped in and said, no, I can be the guy. And so people are competing. Now, it happened to be that the West Coast guys kind of elevated themselves to the point where they were worthy of a battle at that point. Ray Vaughn, Daylyt. I think if Ab-Soul were to have engaged, it would have been more interesting. But all of this is basically a video game, and Joey swiping people left and right and boxing to get to the final match. And now people are questioning.
You got to go through Ab-Soul to get there.
I think
you got to go through Ab-Soul to get there.
There's one more layer before you can get to
Okay, so let me just
Doc.
get out and then we can recap because there was a lot of great music. We can go through the whole history of the past week. I would love to see Joey versus Ab-Soul in a real professional way of let's do records, 2 to 3 records against each other. Even if Joey wins, I don't think it guarantees him Kendrick either. But I'd love to be. I guess the point, we agree, Hed, is that it was never a clear battle per se, right? It just became. It never was actually clear that this is a battle between who at this point, right? Joey set the challenge out. You know, whether we frame it with the West Coast or not, it's more of an open challenge. So let's have a direct challenge. Let's have a Joey versus Ab-Soul. And I think that all this fuss that came out of this sets it up for Ab-Soul to have a respectful battle with Joey.
Yeah.
And it helps Ab-Soul at this point in his career. And it's almost like the most thing that Joey also targeted on is sort of like TDE and their legacy and who they are. So Kendrick represents that. He's the biggest artist that came from that camp. I'm going at Ray Vaughn. He's the young star there. Daylyt again, Drew Punch, even though he's not TDE, is sort of affiliated with that. So clearly he's obsessed with that and is going. So look, you got to go through Ab-Soul.
Yeah.
Let's have that. Let's have let's see if he really is the boogeyman. Let Solo get the challenge and be boogeyman. And I think it'd be great for the culture. And whether that leads to Kendrick then acknowledging it or not, I think that's what we should happen. Maybe that's the whole thing I'm lesson out of that is that we need to see the cipher that really needs to be out of the Red Bull cipher is a Joey Badass Ab-Soul battle. I think we all would enjoy that as rap fans.
And Soul was like at the crux of all of this. He was not only the mediator during that cipher, but you know, Daylight's mentioning soul bars, Joey's mentioning soul. Like soul is the word that you see popping up throughout this entire battle. Ray Vaughn, I think, had a soul bar. Like all of these people are talking about soul because he's the real ultimate defender. But I know how peaceful he seemed. Like as much as we joke about Big Sean being peaceful, I do think Ab-Soul is peaceful in the sense that he doesn't want to necessarily get involved. But I do think, like we said last time, if he does, he's a problem. He's a
Would
Jason
you like
Martin.
to see that, or we're tired of battles now? No.
Maybe on the same song. Maybe on the same song where they're both actually just rapping their ass off.
But I thought you enjoyed battles and lyrics and things of that nature.
I enjoy. So I have this thing where I enjoy people for what they do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like I like Chike making records. I like Soul doing what Soul does. I like pushing him outside his comfort zone, making records. But like I want to see DNA battle because that's what he does. Like I also on the flip side of that, I don't want to see a lot of those types of dudes trying to make bops because they don't go well. You
want to see a 3-point shooter shoot behind the line and not trying to dunk.
That's what I want to see. Now every now and then the problem that I notice too is that, and this, I mean, people gonna talk shit or whatever. I don't give a fuck. People have to just stop this everybody can do everything thing. That's just not reality. You know what I'm saying? Like There are certain people for certain reasons. I have a producer who produces my radio show. Her name is Nay. She has zero desire to be on the mic or in front of a camera. Zero. She doesn't want any attention. She don't want to do it. It takes a certain individual to do what we do, right? Same thing for certain journalists who are just, I'm a print journalist. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any desire to do whatever. So I think when you start campaigning for people to do shit that's probably outside of their wheelhouse, then you create these narratives. I don't know, I've been thinking a lot about this. You create these narratives for people to then, yes, they expand and they grow and shit like that, but it might be premature in their journey. I don't want no battle rappers sending me records that they want me to play on the radio if because the homie said they should do it. You know what I'm saying? Or because the internet said that, well, shit, you the number one URL nigga, you should make a record because DJ Hed to play. Don't fucking do that. Do what you do, and now when it's time to grow and expand, then do that. But I don't like this whole like, well, I want to see this nigga do this. It's like that ain't what he do. You know what I'm saying? Not no disrespect to Joey Badass or to Soul or nobody. It's just like if that ain't what he do, it took, like I said before, last episode, right? It took me. I'll tell you the truth. When the Herbert album, when Soul finished the Herbert album, he calls me. Well, he was almost done with the Herbert album. He calls me and he says, "Where are you at?" I said, "What you mean?" He's like, "Bro," I'm like, "I'm at the homegirl house. I'm literally at my homegirl house having lunch, like literally with Silas, and we just chilling." He's like, "I'm gonna pull up on you right now, wherever you at." He's in Long Beach. I'm in Burbank. In this middle of the day, it takes him an hour and 45 minutes to get to me. He gets to me. He's like, I need to play you this record right, this album right now. Why? Because, nigga, I need whatever you told Nip, I need you to tell me because this album's special. I need to know what bops I got. I need to know where I'm at lyrically. I need to know, like, you the only nigga that's gonna really give it to me straight. Plays the album on a Bluetooth speaker on her dining room table. That's how I heard the album. I said, well, this is what you're missing, this is what you're missing, this is what you're missing, woo, right? He says, what does a hit record from Ab-Soul sound like? I said, it sounds like Hate It or Love It. He said, why? I said, because it's a 100 BPM with a soul sample, but you can really rap on it. And rappers will respect it, but it's a record that everybody can kind of play and participate in. It's a hit record. Cool and Dre, Hate It or Love It by Game, right? And 50 Cent. He says, all right, bet. He then goes, we flip the record. He raps on that. This is fucking when did Herbert come out?
2020, maybe?
This is like right after coming out of COVID or some shit, right?
Yeah, it was 2022.
2022. This is 3 years ago, right?
End of the year, I think, too. Yeah.
This is 3 years ago. We worked for 2 years
to get all that.
To get to all that. Right? Just to get to all that. Yeah. So I said that last episode, like, you know what it took to get, like, people don't understand because that's not naturally what he does. So to me, this is just my own personal opinion. It's irresponsible of platforms to advocate for people to do things that they don't normally do or is outside of their wheelhouse just for the sake of, oh, I want to see LeBron go to Jesse Owens Park and run a pickup game with Baron Davis. It's like, bro, LeBron James.
Shout out to Baron Davis.
Not like that, but I'm just saying, bro, LeBron James is an active professional athlete. Yeah. It's the same reason they keep these niggas out of the All-Star games and shit like that. Nigga, I can't afford that. Not saying that Joey Badass can't afford a battle with Ab-Soul. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that when, like, Joey put it out there, like, I'm here to compete. Yeah. Now we can advocate for that. When Soul does the same thing, we advocate for that. When Ray Vaughn put it out there, I'm here to compete. We advocate for that. I don't do that because to me that's
push them towards that.
I don't do that because that's irresponsible, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, this would be only. This is if Ab-Soul wanted to participate in this.
That's like saying if you want to drink this, go ahead and drink it.
And you could say no. I'd be like, no.
I would speculate. Isn't there a part of Ab-Soul that maybe wants to have that type of moment, missing out on that type of moment? He very self-proclaimed how great he is, right? He's very serious about that, right? Yeah. So that to me is what the same narrative is saying of like you're challenging, like you want to project. There's a side of you. Like, I get the other side. You're saying like you got to make better records, Ab-Soul, and make records that are more palatable to this type of thing. Like I get all that, but I'm just saying I think there's still a fire in him that kind of like I just think it lines up great given the Red Bull situation. It looks good. It's great for both artists.
It's great for the sport. I'm just simply saying that I'm not even talking about Soul or Joey. Mm-hmm. I'm saying culturally as a people, we have to be responsible with advocating for people to do like I'm not drawing a parallel to this, but there were some things going on in the news where it's like, man, you just gonna let him talk to you like that? That's how niggas go to jail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't like that shit. To me, I just
get it.
don't. I just don't fuck with it.
Not everyone needs to jump into every ring, and not everyone needs to rap who isn't rapping like this. And also, not everyone. I was even advocating last week. I'm like, oh, people are ignoring this. Look at the biggest platforms who aren't covering this. Take notice. But to your point, if you're unable to cover this with respect and cover the bars and have nuance, maybe you shouldn't cover it. So maybe everyone shouldn't do everything.
Your lane is, yeah. His lane is that
Okay,
lane.
let's take Soul out of this. Clear the way. Let's just say, you declared Joey the winner earlier. He came through. He threw a lot of punches. A lot of people stepped in the ring. Let's just say Joey is still standing. Okay. Now we know his ultimate goal. He's made it very clear. This isn't even, me saying this. This is Joey on record saying, like, you know who I want. I want the top dog. Do you think Kendrick will throw a sub? Because he did acknowledge, the other thing is he acknowledged Snoop Dogg and he acknowledged Lil Wayne for comments they made, right? In interviews and on Instagram story. He acknowledged them on Whacked Out Murals, and he was basically with the energy like, I'm the guy right now. He said, fuck those old ass flows, trying to convince me that they favorite. Like, he's basically saying, like, I'm the guy. Joey is actively saying his name on records and poking the bear. Does Kendrick throw a sub? Like, do we get something on the next album? Like, he's slick with it, but we know, like, when him and Drake were throwing subs back and forth for like 10 years, he's good with it. We might not even recognize it's a real sub.
I think you'd probably get a bar, but you probably won't even. Not you, but people probably won't even.
Yeah, I think it'll be a passive sub.
Yeah. I think it's important. I saw people saying because in your sound check thing, what you did. He said the album's coming before the Grammy deadline, right?
Yeah,
so
August 30th.
People are like, oh, that's part of a rollout. You damn Skippy. Like, Joey needs to make a great album.
And I know at this point, I think this will be dropping in a couple months. At that point, do we have a Joey Badass album that we're talking about?
What's up? A couple months?
I think this is around June.
I mean, hopefully, yeah. The goal is to get the album out before August 30th. So.
Okay.
Like, this 1999 mystique of, like, he made this classic mixtape, is like, he's got to grow past that, where it's like, even though he's had success, he's not looked at as like a competitive artist because he's done movies, he's been in and out, he hasn't dropped a lot of albums. So I think it's very important for him to make a great album.
Yeah.
Let's not act like Kendrick didn't make another great album, which was GNX.
Yeah.
That's what solidifies it even more. He didn't just win a battle, then he made another great Kendrick Lamar album, and he's touring stadiums. So yeah, he's not there yet, but he has to make a great album now. With all this momentum and everything he stirred and living up to it in whatever way he did, now he has to show the range and make a full, complete body of work that brings all the elements together, like Hed is speaking on. Like,
I disagree.
You think he doesn't need an album?
No, not right now. I think he need a record.
Well, it starts with a record.
Yeah, right. A single, and then but a rollout. He needs
if he
not a Devastated, not that kind of.
If he dropped, Devastated is what, platinum?
Platinum, yeah.
Yeah, like he could. I mean, I wouldn't do that, but if Joey needs two things. One, he needs record and he needs infrastructure. He's independent artist, right? So he needs infrastructure. And I had an off the record conversation with someone. Joey's never had real infrastructure. Like, he was signed, I think, to Sony Red at the time a while ago. And that's how I first started fucking with him, or like fucking with his music, is because the homie Nelson from New York. Right. So I'm fucking with his shit because of Nails, and I'm like, okay, I see what y'all doing, whatever. He's like a classic New York artist from Brooklyn. He has the whole story to go. He has the story, he has the lineage. He don't have the record, and he don't have the infrastructure. I would like to see I would like to see two things happen. Either he signed to a production company that can produce him as an artist, and with a producer, or with a predominant legacy producer that can produce him into prominence, and he needs a record. Then the project will follow, because the record is going to dictate how the project does anyway. Like, he can drop an album right now with all of this momentum, and if the album is fire, it is going to be critically acclaimed.
Yeah.
Passive people who aren't entrenched in this shit don't know what the fuck is going on.
It's not going to get him to the superstar level of, like, everyone knows.
I would like to see that for him.
Do you think that a Crash Dummy record only works for the battle thing? It doesn't work as a type of song outside of that?
It depends.
Yeah.
It depends on the visual, and it depends on how he markets it. I don't think that it's a strong enough record to substantiate him in the playing field of the charts and the metrics and all that shit. No. That's why I said the album, he got time for that. He need a record. He needs a record that's gonna, because what's gonna happen
He
is
shouldn't give us an album unless till he has that record.
he needs a record. Like, and I would love for that. Like, I'm not anti like anybody. I would just say I'm just pro us. I think that he needs a record, like soon, like a real substantial song that's gonna make everybody care and not just rap fans.
Well, I think that would be a perfect next move, right? Like we saw with Kendrick, what he did with GNX was he had Luther. Like, yes, there were other songs, there's TV Off, but he had a big record and a great album attached. You could have the record within the album, I think, if you wanted to do it that way, but we need something that, for example, like you were joking about it, but like people have no idea what's going on outside.
No idea.
Like we are like the people watching, like our community, like the bigger picture.
Very small audience.
It's a niche audience of people who really, really care about lyrics, really, really care about bars. But like I made a video joking, like my girl has no idea what's going on. Like my friends are like, even my friends who love hip hop are like, can you break this down to me? Because I have no idea what's happening. Why is this happening? Like, so Joey Badass in himself isn't necessarily on star level. He has moments, he has songs, he has acting, he has things that people recognize him from. But in order to get there, he needs the single, and then he needs the album in the sense of career arc. Like I made a prediction that I posted December 26th last year on Culture United. Shout out to Justin Hunt. And I said, my prediction for 2025 is Joey Badass is going to make a run to be the top guy and aim for the spot. And I said, in order to do that, he needs a classic album. Like he needs an absolutely undeniable album. A couple predictions, 2025. So I think we're going to obviously see more lyricism. I think more interest in lyricism, more conversations like this. Hip hop media, I think, will continue to expand. I don't expect Kendrick to go back to hiding. I also think 2 to 3 people that were kind of under the radar on that other level of like B tier or the middle class of rap are going to be moved up to the #1 spot. Like I think Jid will drop a classic album that will put him in that category of like, no, he's one of the guys. He's one of the guys up top. And I actually, this may be manifesting it or wishful thinking, I think Joey Badass is going to do the same. I expect Joey Badass to drop an album next year that's going to put him back into that category of like, no, he's one of the greats to do this. And to your point, I agree, he needs a record. But I think if he does those things properly, he can place himself in position.
I was going to ask you about that. You said that in December, right around Christmas. And then January 1, he dropped the rulers back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You didn't have any
no
intel?
information. No inside.
You didn't intel?
Not at all. No, I literally, because I even said on there, I was like, maybe I'm manifesting this. I don't know why. Maybe a tweet. Like I just saw something where I was like,
he was in the Pro Era group chat or
no,
something?
I had no inside information.
Pro Era Reddit?
And I didn't even know even the cipher that day. I had no insight into
CT
that
with
cipher.
his graphics. CT was ready, man. CT respected my timeline of Joey versus the Field.
Yeah, January
You know what I mean?
1st. So I would love to see Joey really take it there.
You don't even know these records anymore, did you, Ed? It was great music that came out, man.
I don't listen to nothing before like a week ago.
What were your guys' favorite songs?
And even then, I only
say?
listen to like one. I don't listen to songs one or 2 times. Like I don't be just bumping the songs. No, on Ray's side or Daylyt or.
My Town is the only one that I think really.
The phone was ringing. There was so much excitement now. I didn't listen to rap like that. I listened once or twice. He was on the phone. It was ringing off. It was songs. It was excitement. What happened?
The songs came,
and it was just you listen.
And they were good.
Were they good? Let's talk about some of the songs. Can we talk about some of the songs?
Okay, yeah. My
Reason
Town
dropped a good record. Here's what I like about what Reason did. Reason dissed the whole New York. He dissed us all. Fuck New York. Y'all used to be the shit.
Is that what he said?
He didn't
I'm
directly
paraphrasing.
That's what but that's dangerous, Elliott Wilson.
But it wasn't specifically a diss to a specific person. He named New York itself, saying that New York, the way he looks at New York, it's not the New York that I know. It's disappointing. Yo was about lyricism. Yo lost your way. Now, if I'm from New York, I could view that as an attack on me, and I could be offended, and I could respond.
Kai Cash.
That's a wild. As Kai Cash did, great in a great way, which helped his career. So my point is, well, I'll let you the Field. Okay, so Reason versus the East Coast Field. Reason versus the Field of the other side of the country. It led to what? What am I missing?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Because if I say it's an attack on the East Coast or the West Coast, you act like we're going into some real shit when I'm not. It's just what people are saying.
This is what I'm saying.
He said, this ain't the New York I know. If I'm from New York, Elliott, I could be offended.
Listen to me. Do you consider yourself to be an intellectual person?
No, I don't. I'm
Okay.
very smart.
Okay. You consider yourself to be a smart person.
Yes.
Okay. A lot of people, many people are not that way. So when you say stuff, they take what you say as gospel. So you are no different than Ack, or no different than DJ Hed, no different than Charlotte. When you say something, because you are an authority,
Mhm.
people take that word for word, which is why I'm very careful with my words, and I encourage you to do the same. So when you say something like Reason versus the East Coast, there's somebody in their fucking basement in Brooklyn who thinks that's what it is. They don't know that you're just saying that because it's funny or whatever. I'm just telling you that that's how this works. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, I hear you on that. Reason outside of that made it less specific, right? He basically invited other New York artists to pop in
Yeah.
and join this sort of engagement, right? Well, what did you make of that? Was that a good move?
Yeah, it was cool, but I thought Reason went light.
Mhm.
Like
He
it
didn't
was,
take a huge shot at Joey.
Reason went light, but I think that again, there's more context and nuance that people don't understand. But this was a complete, like, outside of what Ray, I haven't talked to Ray about this, right? I talked to Ray a while ago, but I haven't talked to him since all the songs been dropping. Outside of Ray Vaughn, all this is just a friendly fade. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying it's beef or it's smoke.
Mhm.
I'm just saying that I don't know what Ray's temperament is. I know from Joey Badass side, because I've talked to people, it's rap.
Yeah.
This is rap. I'm competing. That's what this is. It's a basketball game. Same thing for Reason, Daylyt, and everybody else. This is a competitive basketball game.
Yeah.
Same thing with Kai Cash. I'm doing something with Kai Cash, like for BET Weekend. Like this is not. This ain't beef. So that's why I'm trying to drive that narrative. That's why I'm like East versus West, because people take that shit literally, and then it creates a different problem, which is why I'm trying to dead that. That's the only reason why I'm taking this stance on it, because people aren't smart like that. But go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say shout out to D1 who kind of made a similar point where he was like, this is great, like rapping is good, but like let's make sure it stays there. Let's keep it there because we've seen this go into other territories, which is why I do love the way that Daylyt ended this. Like even the only bar that I think from his
I think
side
there's more to come.
from
Daylyt.
Daylyt. Okay, so maybe there's more to come, but it seems like
I said I think there's more to come.
I said so maybe there's more to come. I didn't say.
Yeah,
that.
I think
then
there-
why
I-
does he
I
keep
think-
false ending? Why is he saying the end credits?
I
then?
think there's more to come from Daylyt and Joey Badass.
I would love to see them on a song together. Like that would be awesome. But I think like the fact that, and that's like a perfect that's a perfect ending.
what does that mean? What is he talking about now?
But the only bar that could have
I thought
been
we're cleaning
taken.
the streets up. What are we doing now?
Well, this
keep
would be
telling
like
you
a
this ain't that.
unified. This would be a
But now
unified way
you're
to.
saying Ray Vaughn might feel away at this point, even though I feel like Ray Vaughn
I
is the
didn't
one.
see. There you go.
No, I'm
I
saying-
didn't say that.
Okay, I'm saying we're speculating. We don't know for sure. We don't know. You haven't spoken to Ray Vaughn. We're
Correct.
clear. You're very that clear. I'm just saying, from all the authorities outside of that, it seems like everybody else is on some friendly face shit.
This is rap.
You don't know where this person's at now.
Right.
But to me, Ray Vaughn is the one who's probably been the most personal.
No. What I'm
he
saying
said
to you,
about this.
so let me back up a little bit. I did talk to Ray before the songs dropped. To him, it's rap. It's not. This ain't beef. This is rap. It's competition. That's what it is from Ray Vaughn.
Yes.
He told me that himself. This is rap. So that's why I'm trying to. No one else, everyone else likes to make it salacious because it's appetizing. It tastes good. It's marinated in bullshit. I'm saying that this is just rap. It's all competitive. It's great, right? Elliott Wilson said Joey Badass won. All I'm saying is that there may be more to come from Daylyt and Joey Badass.
Yes.
That's it.
And if I could finish my thought, what
Why
I was
did
trying
Ray
to
Vaughn
say
drop
Finish your thought.
is.
Why did
What
Ray
I
Vaughn
was
drop
trying
out?
to say
Fuck is Ray Vaughn?
that Daylyt is the one who, in any thought, we'll get to it in a sec. In any, he deaded any thought of this being any more personal than it needed to be, with the one bar that people thought was about Steez, which at the time I thought was probably about Soul because of the nuance of Soul jumping off a bridge and attempting and Capital Steez jumping off of a building, Capitol Records building, rest in peace, I believe. So what Daylyt did, which I loved, was clear up. He started the song by saying that bar wasn't for Steez, it was for Soul, and then made the entire song a tribute to Capital Steez, which I think that was getting to the point where it could have gotten personal on record, and I think Daylyt stepped in because it wasn't him necessarily even throwing it. It was Joey and Ray Vaughn, and there were some. It was getting salacious. It was getting a little bit salacious.
Why do I want
Well,
another?
let me finish.
Okay, go.
It was getting a little bit salacious, and so Daylyt saw that, and I think what he decided to do was, on my end, all I can control is my raps. My bars are going to be a tribute, uniting these two sides, making sure everyone knows it's still rap. Let me shed a tear on the beat. Let me strip it down to the pianos. Beautiful. Let's keep it rap. We all won. And so I think other people saw that and they respected that. Like, that's me viewing from the outside. I feel like everyone saw that. Some people still drop songs, but to me, that's the closing of the battle. Before end credits, that song to me is like, look at what we did. Let's celebrate. Let's all be here for hip hop, and let's go back and listen to the songs.
Hip hop is beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It was beautiful when Loaded Lux came out of nowhere and started rapping,
That was
and it
hard.
seemed like Daylyt didn't want to battle anymore. He wanted to be like, we're all winners. We're all
Are you
win.
saying Daylyt
Everybody
ducked
wins.
the loaded
It just
Lux
seemed
thing?
like that was the killer move. I think that was actually the knockout punch. And then the crash dummy was sort of like the victory lap. Like that was a little dance on top of it. I just don't. So now we're going to tease there's going to be more Daylyt Joey. Nobody wants that.
I didn't tease that.
You
have to be careful with your words, Elliott Wilson. Why are you not careful with your words?
How would you describe what you just said about Daylyt and
I
Joey?
said there may be more to come from Daylyt and more to come from Joey Bada.
I'm the one who put it
saying
together.
there may be pretty much anything.
Exactly.
There may be an Absol record
It
that's
may be.
not a slap. And
It
like,
may
what does
be.
that mean?
There
There may
may
be
be.
not saying anything.
The sun might
Jeremy
not
Heck
come
may
up.
not
There
get
may be.
interrupted. Yeah,
I
it's
may
all-
be pissed the fuck off and walk off the set.
It's
There's nothing to be said. There's no maybe.
It's
What is that saying? What are you saying? You're the Coast Guard.
What?
You have no answers. Nobody's calling the phone. Where's the phone?
My phone on D&D.
Oh shit! Where? Because it's not looking good, right? It's cloudy out here. The sun was out. It'd be ringing off the hook.
Daylyt.
I'm exhausted. I don't even. Have we solved anything?
Or is it just a light ray?
make a slap? That'll solve it all.
We haven't solved
Everybody
anything.
make a slap. Then when Joey makes a slap, everybody want to be quiet.
We haven't
What
solved
is wrong? What's the
anything.
problem? Who did it? Who did it? Point them out.
That's a good one. I like that.
I want to
Who
shout
touched
out.
you where?
Yeah, show me on the doll.
Show me on the doll.
I want to shout out Gina Views real quick because I think Gina was the
Gina
biggest
Views is the
winner
real
of
winner.
this entire battle. Listen, she got sampled on Joey's record. She got about 4 name drops. Hed got a name drop on CJ Fly's
Pause.
song too. No pause necessary. But yeah, Gina really she brought everybody outside to rap, and they really followed suit. And I think like for the fact that for that to be her brand, which is so authentic to her, of like that's just the way she is. Like she'll call people out all day. Like she'll roast you no matter what. If she doesn't like your bars, she'll tell you to your face. Same with you. So
I can't
I
wait
love
to
seeing
watch
that.
the next episode of Effective
yeah, I need
Immediately.
to see her just
See what Gina Views thinks about all this shit. Because all we can agree on is that Gina Views is amazing. That's the only thing we all agree on.
yeah. That's it.
I heard
today.
Gina say on an impromptu Rory Mall Spaces. I was eavesdropping. I listen anonymously. I ain't giving you niggas my time. I don't jump
Do you have
in
a
there.
Finsta or a
Why
fake
would you
account?
listen anonymously and then openly, publicly admit that you was listening?
I'm
They
standing
didn't know who he
on it.
was in there,
Standing
though.
on it. Because
They
they,
didn't know.
they sent me that DM, like, you know, we're on the thing. It's like, if you asking me specifically to hop on the joint and light it up, okay, I might jump in, but I'm listening anonymously.
That defeats the purpose
Wait,
of
so
just
it
saying
wasn't
that
your
you saying
account?
that you. I'm just saying.
No, you can, Jeremy, you can click on the thing. You can show niggas you're there or not.
You
You
can
slide
okay,
a thing that
okay.
says listen anonymously.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
When Head want to talk to Joe Budden, I'm here listening anonymously. I
Okay,
don't want to be
okay.
all part of that
Got it,
shit.
got it,
Unless
got it.
niggas want to talk, invite me.
Got it,
Elliott,
okay.
why am
Bro.
I on your platform? I don't like. That's what it is.
Elliott, what is the problem?
I'm frustrated. You can see.
Who did it?
You got me in this chess match, and I'm killing people. The East and the West and all this shit. I'm
What
confused
is
right now.
wrong? What's wrong?
There are
Oh.
probably people viewing who feel the same way
what
as
was I gonna say?
Elliott, though. There are.
Gina, let me get what I was gonna say. On the Rory Mall Spaces, Gina, they got Gina on. They was like, we gotta get Gina on. So Gina gets on, and they're like, Gina, who won? Gina's like, we won. They're like, oh, they're like, we won.
Yeah,
Well, so Gina said the West won because she's on the intro, and the beat is West Coast.
that's fair. That's
There
fair.
you go.
Yeah, but
How do you feel about that? The
Fuck with it.
West might have won because he used Gina voice chewing through shit on the intro, and it's a West Coast. Kirk Knight cooked up. Shout out Kirk Knight too. You don't get enough credit. Pro Air Production.
yeah,
Remember Pro Era? Kirk Knight produced it. Maybe he's not the type of producer Hed wants to see in the studio with Joey Badass, but he did produce My Town and Crash Dummy. So shout out Kirk
If he
Knight.
produced that, yeah. Hey,
My Town's fire.
Kirk Knight.
Yeah, make him some slaps, bro.
Yeah, Pro Era's own Kirk.
Yeah.
So he is still doing with Pro Era. People disrespecting Pro Era. They're
They
still
were.
active out here. Production was by Pro Era. So
Nick
yeah,
Caution.
he made the West Coast sound. He beat the Crash Dummy beat. He also did the Town.
My Town was
record.
crazy. That was
My
that
Town
was
is
my
the- is the
favorite
one to
That was
me.
the one. That felt like when he came out with that and the Lux thing and just like the way he was that to me has his best bars. Like the Crash Dummy was a cool song, but I don't think the bars were up to par compared to some of the other songs we heard. But that My Town, that whole stanza, I think it was what did he say? When he said like is it me v you or UV ray, like a UV light ray. I thought that was dope. And then his whole stanza from the kid from Westbrook got the whole West cooked. They jabs weak now. Heard they working on their best hook. Look, Ray Vaughn was so last week. Now I'm hearing shit about some dude named Ass Cheek. Basically dismissing AZ Chike with one lyric.
I like the AZ Chike record. Though,
I did too.
Yeah.
I did too. But I think that's all Joey needed to do in that moment, which is, who want to be next victim? How many top dogs will it take to sick them? Trying to take a bite out the apple, it's just forbidden. I'm going to break them down till the atom. This split them when I hit them. I thought that was a super dope Adam and Eve bar. With the finisher, eyes on the prize, and then we went through the whole, Kendrick stanza. But I thought that was when I heard that, I was like, oh shit, okay, this is what got me, like, because the beat matched too. I think a lot of the other records, like, no one's fucking with Daylyt as a rapper. That's why they call him Quill. Like, no one can mess with him bar for bar. But I think just the impact of the song, specifically My Town, and the Loaded Lux feature and the moment and when he dropped it, how quickly he dropped it, and we all thought he wasn't coming back like that. I think that's what really set him up for one notch above.
What do we think of? Again, I feel like I'm on the Ray Vaughn hotline. What do we think of the Ray Vaughn the Back Down record that he did?
I liked it. I like GoldenEye. I really think there was only a few mistakes I thought Ray made on that record. I think the
didn't DJ Hed get the eyes? You dropped that record. You dropped that on us right there. The eyes next to me. No,
the record.
You knew it was coming. You said stay on stream 10 minutes.
No, I can't believe it.
This one you're not walking out of. You said stay on stream 10 minutes.
You delivered this record to us.
Because I remember I was on IG Live and I was like, guys, let me know if something drops because Hed said 10 minutes. He said stay on stream.
He dropped it right after the Town record came out.
Yeah.
Which I feel like you already had that record. Was that a mistake? Did he wait to why did he let Joey
He's
drop
like, we got him on something.
Why did he let Joey drop another record before he responded? And was that a mistake? He let Joey get 2 off before he had the no, wait, look it up. Look at the timeline again. Wait, let me pull
It's up there, Elliott Wilson.
No, but that's confusing that way. Even though I love what TT did there.
You're gonna look at your timeline, but
I
it's
think I
visually
got you
represented
finally.
on screen.
So the finals, then we had Reason, Dead Apple.
What's the point of making
we
the
had AZ Chike, What Would You Do?
These niggas looking at what the
Daylyt.
fuck is the point of this?
That's for the audience.
He did My
Daylyt,
Town, then
then
Crash
CJ5,
Dummy,
then
and then he
Kai
responded.
Cash.
It was after Crash Dummy, right?
Yeah, Ray Vaughn hadn't responded. My Town and then GoldenEye. And then he dropped Crash Dummy the next day.
But finals, whole era became whole era became out
then
before finals.
Yeah.
So he never responded to the finals. He waited 5 days. And then he waited for Joey to drop another record. And then he came with
4
that.
days.
Did that strategy not end up not working in his favor?
I don't know. When did Joey drop?
The finals was on the Thursday when we filmed, and then the 4 days later at night.
You came in victorious off the Whole Era record. You came in with a little swag as we sat down off Whole Era. Then as we sat here, Joey dropped the bomb, the finals, and then we watched it in real time. And then Ray pretty much waited the whole week to respond. He waited until the Town came out, and then next thing after the Town drops, I see your eye emojis.
Yeah.
And it's time for Ray Vaughn to activate, and he activates. Was it too little, too late?
Did he send you he sent you the record at that time and said like, yo, let them know it's coming?
I knew it was coming.
Okay.
Did he sit on it too long?
I don't think so.
So the record was effective in your mind? Everything?
What, GoldenEye?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think people fucked with it.
I think it was effective immediately, and then afterwards, after Crash Dummy, it kind of
how much you gonna charge you for that?
Like yeah, no, that's a little, just a little. But
you ain't getting no t-shirt. You ain't getting no hoodie either.
But I think GoldenEye was.
How we still ain't get a t-shirt or hoodie? You the only one that has effective immediately gear, no?
No.
Why can't we get a t-shirt or a hoodie or something, man?
I'll figure it out.
You don't know our sizes?
No.
Snoop knows my size. Fuzz.
Snoop is better than me.
But yeah,
sensing
so
a little hostility.
There's no
this
This
feels
is
like
fucking-
episode 1.
It's
I
narrative
swear.
for no
I literally
reason.
feel like I'm
But
sitting
no-
in
He
between.
forgot about the eye emojis and the Ray Vaughn
I'm
cosign.
in the middle of
Last time
our
Ray Vaughn
battle
wanted to be
on
active,
set
all of a
right
sudden
now.
my eyeballs is popping out. I don't know where he's at now.
This feels like
When Ray
week
Vaughn was
1.
active, my eyeballs is out here popping. Now I don't know where he's at.
I don't know where he's at.
He can respond to those, but he can't respond to Crash Dummy, even though you said it's a slap. You said it's a slap in real time. It's a slap, right? It's the final victory song of the battle, no? Like, not like us
What
was.
do you want?
He wants you to say that.
Admission.
I said it already.
You said what? You
What
said Elliott declared it then. That's what you said.
No, I said he dropped a slap.
The only thing you're super clear on is that Elliott should not popularize it as a West Coast or East Coast thing because that's very...
No, it's not just Elliott. That's a whole thing.
All right. So you win that point. You win that point. So I will call it the field going forward. The field.
You don't have to. I'm just
Outside of that-
trying to
No,
educate.
but that's what it is though, because you have to find different terms because the other terms can be misinterpreted.
misinterpreted.
And there's
yeah.
responsibility because of who I am in my authoritative voice in this.
That's all I'm saying.
I would love that I could just say East Coast and West Coast without it being viewed that way, but I understand how it can be viewed that way,
Yeah, that's
given
all.
our history. So I will call it the field. If you're not calling out anybody singularly, you're calling out everybody out here in the world, in the space. It really is the field. And Reason jumping in and made it spread even wider showed that, right?
Mhm.
So all of a sudden, Kai Cash can make a record.
Kai
Pause,
Cash
yeah.
record was dope
Super
too.
pause. Super pause. Let's pick up Kai Cash.
Kai
Just
Cash
sidebar
killed
on
that.
Kai Cash.
Kai Cash
I couldn't even
killed
say
that.
this nigga's name until DJ had told me how to say his name. Kai
Yeah.
Cash.
Yeah,
Kai Cash.
he said that too. When I saw him, he was like, he was like, thanks for telling Elliott my name. bro." I was like, yeah,
No,
bro.
Kai
So-
Cash killed it.
And he a lot of people didn't even know who he was.
Yeah.
He is signed to Gangsta Grills, as we know, with
He's not signed to Gangsta Group.
I'm sorry.
DJ Drama.
Generation Now.
Generation Now,
There
yeah.
you go. I'll get it right one day.
No,
Generation
he,
Now.
he
I'm just
killed
saying,
that.
it's-
I know Lake too. I know that guy.
It's just
His name's
words.
Lake, right?
Words are
Yes, that's
important.
Drama's the
But-
guy, right? Don Cannon, that guy. Lake. Okay, yeah, I know those guys.
That's my
All right.
guys.
No, but speaking of words, so back to GoldenEye. So the town dropped. I think that was like a huge punch. I thought that was the best song in the battle. But then GoldenEye also really, really solid punch, like really good.
50 Cent.
I had a couple things that I think he, like, as a fan, I'm like, oh, I wish you wouldn't have gone that direction. I didn't love the hits thing because, again, Ray Vaughn is still building his catalog. He dropped a super dope mixtape, but he doesn't have a hit, so it's weird talking without a hit to a person who actually does have multiple hits if we're just going by numbers, like I said last time. To double down on that, I didn't love. I also didn't think going on that Diddy angle for that long was necessary. I thought it was dope, but I liked kind of the way even Daylyt and Ray Vaughn had hinted at it earlier, where it was more of like a tease, like, okay, I'm gonna get back to this. I think if you're gonna go there, you kind of gotta say what we're talking about a little more than kind of the tease you already had. So I didn't love or maybe it just wasn't as effective as it could have been. But I thought the hook was super dope, and I thought the Von Wick Matrix bar was my favorite. One of my favorite name flips of the whole thing, especially the way he said, get smacked down thinking we wrestling with all them Ray flips. Also the referencing of wrestling there. Them shots ain't hurt Von Wick. I'm in the Matrix, which I thought was super dope. So I mean, the name flips, I know Joey made a joke about, or Daylyt made a joke about it, like, you're gonna come with all these name flips. But I thought the name flips were like the most entertaining part of this battle. The amount of ways people flipped Ray, Joe, and Daylyt within the span of 48 hours, I have never heard that many puns. Like,
Some good rapping.
but you know what the best name flip of the entire thing was Daylight's Loaded Lux bar, where he said, wait, let me
Because
make
you know
sure.
Jeremy wrote all his favorite bars.
I
of
did.
all
I
these
have a
songs.
whole document of my favorite bars. So on
rap nerd shit.
on
You're a
AO
nerd too, Ed. You say you're a nerd. He's a nerd.
I'm a tech nerd.
on
He's a
AO,
words nerd.
I'm not a rat nerd.
Daylyt said, "Body Lux in Times Square. Go get a Dr. Manhattan. Top, I covered all of my tracks to get the play right. Scientific fact, it takes 10,000 lux to equal Daylyt.
Oh, I saw that. That's super nerd. That's so
To
nerdy.
approximate, this is Gemini AI. To approximate full Daylyt, you'll need between 10,000 and 25,000 lux. Direct sunlight can reach 32,000 to 100,000 lux, but even when shaded by clear sky, the illumination can be around 20,000 lux. So he literally is giving you a scientific fact
How happy he is.
I love that was. That
Jeremy's
was my
like, this
favorite.
is hip hop.
This is hip hop. Hip hop.
Got a
Hip
smile on.
hop.
Hip hop.
That I love that bar.
Can we go back? I feel like my whole show is Ray Vaughn this, Ray Vaughn that. One last thing on Ray Vaughn. I saw some criticism and I agree.
You mean to
that,
give you his number so you can
Yeah, I feel like he's definitely gonna call me after this shit. Elliott, he gonna have 48 bars for me. I saw some criticism and I agree that he played into the Puff narrative a little too much.
I thought a little too. I'm not mad
Just a
at
little
like
too much. It was a good
there.
angle.
The video
it was there for the
was
taking,
fun,
but I felt like he stood in it too much. And my final theory is that I think Ray Vaughn. I think when a lot of people like lose battles, they underestimate their opponent. I think he did underestimate Joey too much. I think he dismissed Joey as like this older person who never made it in Kendrick's era and kind of underestimated Joey a little too much. As dope as Ray is, I think part of why he's not on the better side of it is that he ultimately didn't treat Joey with enough respect as a worthy opponent.
I think he had some of the best bars in the battle, specifically on Ho Era. I think Ho Era was maybe in the top 3 strongest songs of this battle. And I think it didn't get the love it deserved because of the timing. It was like right around the fires. But whatever the first one was, Crash Out Heritage.
Well,
I
that's the
think
thing too. He
too.
kind of never really barred Joey up. He made slaps. He made more like upbeat kind of stuff. Like he didn't necessarily lyrically bar him down. You know what I mean? Like in terms of like a song.
He didn't go into like the New York rap bag, but like Daylyt did that a lot.
Is that
Daylyt
reaching head?
went
Is like
straight.
I just feel like strategy. And that's Gina said like maybe the slap was too early, right? That energy of the whole era record, like the slap kind of always feels like the end in a sense, like the victory at the end. But did he pull his slap out too early? Whole era is amazing. Like it's one of the best records of the battle, but was it too early in the battle? I don't know. It's all Tuesday quarterback. But
I think that's just what people are. I think that's literally recency bias from last year. That don't have nothing to do with nothing.
How's it recency bias from last year?
In terms of the slap being like the victory.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I think if you could bar up on anything, it don't have to be like traditional boom bap in order for it to be considered bars. I think that's an East Coast narrative too.
East Coast narrative that what bars are more important than slaps, I guess you're saying?
No, that you have to bar up on this type beat as opposed to it being like, for instance, I spoke to a number of people who thought that the whole era record wasn't good because it's too happy. It's like, no, you just don't, like, for instance, Not Like Us to the world is a bop. It's still egregious, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. But what I'm saying is it's also the sophistication in how he did Not Like Us, whereas Hit 'Em Up is no different. Where you have Hit 'Em Up ranked on your list?
It was number 1 until Not Like Us, and now it's number 2.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hit 'Em Up is 95 BPM. So you have the 2 top diss songs of all time being 95 and 100 BPM records. What's your number 3?
Takeover probably. Or Ether. Probably Ether. Even though I don't like Ether. I put Ether there.
Ether?
Because of what it accomplished. And then I would do Takeover.
That's probably slower, right?
Shout out Ron Browse.
Yes.
much maligned for that beat. But.
So my I was trying to remember I'm trying to do it in my head, but off memory and counting is the same thing. What?
That
Oh yeah, 76.
Right?
Yeah, that makes sense. So it doesn't matter the type of song you put a diss record on. Like, I don't like that narrative either. Oh, this is a bop. Oh, that's a West Coast side. No, if you don't fuck with this specific sound, the same thing that the South fought for a long time. The East Coast don't fuck with us, so the East Coast meaning New York. I hate that too. I don't like that shit. New York doesn't fuck with the South was the narrative back in the day because it's a different sound. It's a different
not
giving respect to that sound. Chopped and Screwed, right? Or whatever any type of sound that is hip hop. New York being the Mecca is always categorized as traditional hip hop.
Yeah.
Right? Traditional hip hop is mid-tempo. It's between 80 and like 90 BPM, et cetera, right? That's where you're going to find the bulk of your boom bap, traditional rap, hip hop, whatever. But you can rap on anything, right? Ether is 76 BPM. but traditional boom bap. So I don't like that narrative. Like, oh, this because I actually know a few people who had that narrative where it was like, well, Ray dropped this song and it's just it's a bop. It's too much. It's too
G
soon.
and XC and all that
Yeah,
shit.
like no, it's just a different style, and you don't fuck with that specific style.
And he said some good.
It doesn't matter what he says.
Yeah.
He could have said ABCs, or he could have dropped. It could have been anything, but you don't like this style of record just in general, and you're using that bias to control the narrative of the record.
I love that.
And not giving respect to the lyrics.
To the lyrics.
Saying shit on there.
Ether is a top tier, one of the top tier rap songs. Takeover is a top tier rap song. Those are slower, right? But then you got Hit 'Em Up, which is 95. You got Not Like Us, which is 100. You got even Back to Back, which is 89 BPM, right? So 87 BPM. So because these things are different, like it doesn't matter the type of song, you're not giving enough credit to the lyricism that's being taken place because you have a bias against the beat. I don't like that. Just in general. Even when what's the Meek Mill song? Not the Meek Mill, what was the first Drake song? Charged Up. When that shit dropped, people were critiquing that in a certain way too.
Because it was slower and
it's like, bro, a diss record is just you're supposed to be listening to everything.
Yeah.
It's not just bias against the beat. I don't like that shit.
Well, I think the beat, what it can do is help with the moment. And I think what we learned here is, because I loved Hoer, and I actually thought it was dope that he dropped a song. Like, that was the catchiest song of the whole thing. Like, we remember, like, stop acting, get active. Like, there's multiple hook parts in that song. But I think what this did show is that performance, and I think we saw it in the Kendrick battle too, but performance, timing, instrumental selection, like all of these things matter. Your presentation strategy matters, like, because if it was just bar for bar, I think a lot of the Daylyt bars probably went over people's heads. Like
all his shit go over my head.
Like,
I don't know what the fuck Daylyt be talking about.
Like,
just even you. So
I talked to Daylyt on the phone 2 days ago, right? We talked about just we was talking about everything. But his bars, like I have to call him and we have to have a conversation. Because I don't know what the fuck he be talking about.
You definitely can't grasp it in one listen, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? There's
no
way you can grasp it in one
even
listen.
like
even the most lyrical minded
I'm
fan.
sitting, I have to read the lyrics.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
But
and its flows are different too, so it's like
I have no idea.
That way, so it's
like I know what Fahrenheit is, I know what Celsius, I even know what Kelvin is for some reason. I remember that from chemistry. I have no idea what the fuck a lux is. I'm smart as shit. I don't know what a lux is.
Yeah, that was, but
you know
all that to say, like, and this isn't saying dumb down your bars. It's just saying it's important with how it's received to the world. All of these things come into play. Like
Correct.
The cover art, like when you're, so I think why Joey did end up ultimately taking the reign in this specific back and forth battle between the field is his timing, his presentation, his performance on the songs, like his presence, like all that stuff matters.
Okay, so I'll clean it up. Let me celebrate the field. There's 5 winners of this whole thing. You ready?
Yeah.
Gina Views is a winner.
Yes.
Kai Cash is a winner.
Yep.
Daylyt's a winner. Ray Vaughn's a winner, and Joey's a winner in a sense, because I think Daylyt was able to showcase his skills outside of being already respected as a battle rapper, right?
Yeah.
More people got attention on him, his intricate, unorthodox style, how deep he is with what he does.
They'll listen to a project whenever it drops.
Yeah, Ray Vaughn. Many people hadn't heard of Ray Vaughn, just like they hadn't heard of Kai Cash before this battle. Ray Vaughn had a great showing. I'm a little disappointed that he disengaged. I have to let it go, obviously. That's what I learned today. But he gave a great showing, and he has a good project out, and I think he brought more eyes to who he is and what he represents. So in many ways, you can't say those 5 people did not elevate or get something out of this whole exchange. In many ways, they did.
It's a great week in hip hop.
Win for the space.
Head wins in the end, this fucking guy. You see this?
How I win?
Because you said it'd be a great week in hip hop. You started the thing before. You declared us for job. So we finally landed.
I'm just happy it lived up, because I'm not gonna lie. I was telling Elliott earlier, I was getting so nervous at the hype that had built around us.
I didn't think you guys were gonna live up to that shit.
Like when it didn't drop week 1, and then like we brought it up again, and like it was like I think week 3, and I'm thinking like I haven't even heard the cipher. I am hyping something up that I don't even know if the Cypherverse was as dope as like it seems like it is. So when it did live up to it, and that the fact that everyone was outside rapping, and like a lot of people got reintroduced to people or introduced to people, the fact that it lived up in our world. Again, maybe it's not
want to.
outside. We want to.
Yeah, we all want to, man.
Yes.
The cipher was interesting. Let me see. Let me think how to say this.
You and Jeremy with this damn cipher. Are you gonna tell the truth?
All right, let me ask you. Let me. Okay, how about this, Jeremy Hecht?
Yeah.
When you record a song,
Yeah.
do you record it one time?
Often not.
Okay, so when you record it multiple times, do sometimes you may have changed or altered lyrics,
Yeah, or if I say something better the second time, I'm like, let me keep that.
and like, let me take that out
Yeah,
of this and
Punch back in, yeah.
Mhm. That's it. Let's move on.
Well,
No,
because I think
I don't want to move on.
No. So what? Yes.
I've heard some things from certain gentlemen that's out here that things that may not have been what the people saw.
It wasn't.
Shout out Lyric saw a week ago or so. Shout out Lyric, the great Lyric. Well, she's a winner too of all this. That maybe what people saw wasn't what they were supposed to see. The changes were made. That's what I hear. Changes were made.
I don't know.
Changes.
I don't know.
Yeah. And I think that's also what took things so long, because like we were waiting on it, but even when I recorded those episodes, I'm like, okay, we'll drop on your time, but we didn't think it was going to be
in
that
March, I
long.
guess,
Yeah,
right?
this was in March.
So 2 months. It took 2 months for it to come up to the world.
Yeah, about 2 months. March,
Oh,
April,
no.
May. So yeah, other things might have been other things might have been said that day.
We got to
but
get Lyric up here. Maybe Lyric will unveil the truth.
Yeah,
You're not gonna happen.
the real
Oh, damn
BTS
it.
of that
All you
cypher.
guys, you honorable motherfuckers, all of y'all.
You know
Sick
what
of
I
y'all.
do? I do sometimes. Sometimes I wish I was an ain't shit.
Streamer.
No, I do wish that sometimes I was an ain't shit person. I utilize my platform for personal clout.
Oh, you have a lot
Nah.
of clout.
Can you imagine?
You would be, honestly, if that was you, even let's say you cut,
Next
even
time Jeremy
if,
is.
no,
He subscribed.
I'm doing that. No, I wouldn't. I don't even watch that shit. But I'm just saying, like, even if those relationships, all of them, got burned from the moment that you decided this, I think you would be able to have enough stories and behind the scenes information that could carry you for another 10. But it would be built on the back of negativity and a lost trust. So I don't think that would be worthwhile. And I think you should stick to the man of honor and code that you are
I don't violate the sanctity of my relationships
for the sake of content.
for the sake of really anything. But yeah.
Me and Rory have been texting.
Bro, what is it with you?
I'm just saying, the white on white crime is over.
It's not.
We're done.
There was no white on white crime.
They were throwing shots.
You
Just-
want white acceptance more than Kanye West, bro.
No, that's
Hey,
a
he-
lie.
he-
that man wants white
No,
acceptance.
he made some
quite a
changes. You
bit.
saw Jeremy. He cleaned himself up for you today.
No, fuck that. He said, Kanye tweeted, he
Kanye's
said,
ready to be your friend.
he said, I'm done with this. I'm done with that. I'm done with anti-Semitism. I'm done with
Yes.
saying this thing. You don't get to use all this shit to galvanize a group of
He had a
people that are
FaceTime with his
hatred,
kids.
that are built on hatred, and get all your far-right movement people to join along and be a fan and
You don't
champion
forgive
Kanye and make it cool and be fun. And they'd be like, no, never mind all the things I said and did. I'm not going to do
Man,
it
I've been
anymore.
over that
Fuck
nigga. Move on.
Yeah.
Fucking with that nigga.
Yeah, that's
You ain't
I'm
letting him
done
back
with
in the
that
house?
too.
You
No.
can't get back in?
No, I'm done.
You
With
change
him.
the locks?
I'm done with him.
yeah, I'm done with that too.
At
What
Least, at least my screen. Oh, never mind.
It was all good just a week ago.
Never mind.
What's Big Sean do? What did
this-
Big Sean make of all this
Oh
stuff?
my gosh, I haven't
What
talked
did
to
Big Sean think of
Sean.
all these records that came out?
Somebody said he's the agent of chaos who always wants peace. He literally just no matter what.
If I'm, bro, you know what? I'm gonna call Sean tomorrow.
we need to know.
I got a lot
what
of shit to do today. I'm gonna call Sean tomorrow. And I'm gonna, you know,
He's gotta feel so. You gotta be like
Why you gonna call Sean?
just you know, go to lunch or something.
Make sure you
just-
good?
Not to make sure you're good, but just like damn, bro.
yeah,
There's a lot of
yeah.
shit going on. It
Yeah.
always be a lot of
Yeah.
shit going on around.
around him.
Like in rap, and Sean he's like at the forefront, but don't have nothing to do with it. It's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is
But
going on?
Don't you think he's
gotta
at,
be
he's
frustrated.
at his personal peace, though? Isn't he at that type of
Yeah,
person?
but he still wants to compete. At the end of the day, he's somebody. It's like you can meditate all you want. Like I meditated this morning, but I still want to come in, do my job, be the best at what I do. And so when people are like overshadowing it, the moment, and you're just thrown into stuff, you gotta be annoyed.
Okay, so why can't forget my Joey Absol theory? Why can't Big Sean just fire at Joey on some friendly competitive rap shit?
What is it with you?
'Cause
What
he
is it?
wanna- he don't
What's
want-
going
he
on
doesn't
with
wanna
that?
do
Why can't we
that.
see friendly fades and battles and lyrical? Because it was great lyrics and great songs that came out. Why can't we have
Okay, why?
friendly fades and lyrical
Let's
battles?
get
Why?
on a song together.
Why?
Because you said you love that too. Because we
No,
love
no.
lyrics.
I
we love
asked you why.
We love competition.
So you want
We
people to
love
compete?
lyrics.
You just want people to compete.
If it's a friendly, yes, I want people to compete.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
So you just like the spirit of competition.
Love the spirit of
So
competition. Much to
why-
my detriment. I take it too far,
So
as you know.
there you go. So why?
But I don't think they'll take it too far.
That's not what
Big
I asked
Sean
you.
and Joey Badass.
So why? You have to listen to the question to answer it. So why Big Sean and Joey Badass?
They started it with this Red Bull Cypher thing for
Why
whatever
them?
reason.
Why you want them to battle?
Because everybody wants to elevate their career.
How
And
you know
right
that's
now,
what Sean wants?
Jeremy seems to think so,
I
and
say he
he's his
wants to
biggest
compete.
fan.
Fuck with fuck
We
Jeremy.
pretty much
Hey.
What?
Fuck,
we
you
lo-
could say fuck my
we
sentiment,
all
but
have
not
great,
fuck the
we all have
person, all
great
right?
let's be honest. Let's be honest. Can we be honest here?
Let's be honest.
We all love Big Sean, right? We think Big
No one
Sean
more
is a
than
dope
me.
MC. I couldn't even get it out. We all love Big Sean. No one more than Jeremy Hecht. But it's fair to say his last album was dismissed. Dead on Arrival came and went, unfortunately, which wasn't cool because I thought there was some dope shit on that album. He's forever been in the shadows for all these other things. I'm just saying, Joey's bringing the spirit of competition, and it's great because it isn't putting any kind of coast anywhere. It's the Midwest, the guy from the Midwest. It's esteem-friendly competition. Why can't we have more from that? This is the foundation in many ways of it. Why can't we have more?
I didn't say we can't. I asked you why you want
Why
them.
shouldn't we? Because it'd be some good music, I think, out of it.
Why they can't just make music
I
without
want them to make songs. I'd rather. I
Here's
want
the
to see
thing,
people
I think
cipher.
I want slaps and hits too. I love hits and slaps.
No,
That's
songs.
competition too. Songs, yes.
Okay, why can't Big Sean just go into
Why
studio and
can't-
make songs?
Why is
and-
everybody always so goddamn either or? I want both. Why can't the nigga make a hit and make a dope B-side record that chops Joey's head off?
What?
That's hip hop.
but we know
Make
that
a
Sean
A-side,
doesn't want
make
that.
an
We s-
A-side
You know what?
motherfucking hit and make a B-side where he's saying,
You know what it
F
is?
these people, I'm the best MC out here.
You know what it is?
That's hip hop.
Elliott Wilson.
Make a hit
You're toxic.
and make a B-side.
You're toxic.
I'm not toxic. Hip hop is based on competition. This nigga Kendrick is stomping on this nigga yak 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 every night. What are we talking about?
Not every night, not tonight.
Not like us.
Elliot, I do have one critique.
Every night.
Not of
Your
this.
nigga Mr. Duckworth is stadium stomping on niggas with these fucking evil ass records that you said are egregious. Like, what are we talking about? We're standing in the motherfucking range that he can do not like us and stomp this nigga down again and again and again and again and again and again and again. What are we
Feels like
talking
he-
about?
Why do you bloodthirsty?
Is that what's going? Because the top rapper's telling me that's how we should move. We're in the Dot era. That's how Dot's moving. Is he apologetic? Is he not making stomping your ass records and making hits?
He's performing the records that people want to hear.
So people want to hear this. People want to hear Big Sean hit.
Yeah, but people
If you
also
wanna
go
hear
to the
Big Sean
Coliseum
record-
and want to see
Elliott
people
Wilson
die.
wants to
We don't
hear
have to.
Big Sean chop Joey Badass head off. What's wrong with Joey? Why you don't like Joey having this moment? You want Joey?
I'm giving him the moment. I'm the only one giving him the
You
moment.
want
I'm
Big
the-
Sean?
W in the chat. W in the chat. I'm the only one doing it. I
No,
put it on
nigga.
X today. I say he's the winner.
You want Big Sean to chop his head off, and you want Absol to chop his. Like, what is it with you?
He's representing
want-
for the West. That's
because-
West Coast Wilson.
because you-
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Because you guys have colluded everything with the East and the West and the field out. Let's have specific battles then. And nobody signed up for, no disrespect, Joey versus Ray Vaughn and Daylyt. We signed up to an overall thing that became that. So let's figure out what we want to see.
I didn't even
And
get a
it could
sign-up
be-
sheet.
It could be Joey versus Absol. It could be Joey versus Big Sean. Why can't we have that?
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with battle records? We saw what's
There's
all
a
friendly
whole
phase.
subculture
They're friendly
dedicated to that.
phase. They're friendly phase.
URL.
There's a whole subculture for that, Elliott Wilson. Why do you want Big Sean, who's meditating
Because
and
I
minding his
want
fucking
our
business?
professional
He's a
rappers
dad.
to compete also.
So you saying the people who battle rap aren't professional?
They're in a different ranking. They're not making records. Our recorded guys that are more focused on recording records and becoming recording artists and signed to labels and competing on that scale and putting records to DSPs and competing in that area.
Which
Yes.
is what I said earlier. Why are you trying to force this square peg in this round hole?
I'm not forcing it. The Red Bull set the table
No, they didn't.
to the masses. It ignited this 2-week great weeks of rap and competition.
Great weeks.
That's what happened.
Okay.
We were here. You brought it to the world. You teased us, did you say? And you had your little secret information. You still won't tell us what the fuck really went on. I'm not gonna snitch because I still am a G, even though you all niggas told me. So we're gonna keep it G. But this is where, to the world, this has 2 million views, 3 million views. Shout out Lyric again. This brought it to the world. So why can't we keep the spirit of competition alive in hip hop?
We can. Big Sean's working on his project.
Everybody make their slaps in their corners and come out with their hits. That's the competition.
I think
you compete.
more people should rap together. Like, I think what this was showing is that I love, and shout out to Sean C made this point of like back in the day, and I'm not even talking way back in the day, back in even my day of like One Train, and we're talking Click, like the way to show you were the best rapper alive or the best rapper in the moment was out rap people on a song. Like, let's bring back posse cuts. Let's
you want
bring
to
back
battle on the same songs together.
And with a landscape that makes it so that you can rap your ass off to the best of your ability. Like maybe you step into somebody else's world.
So you want a One Train. You want a modern day
I
One
want
Train.
more One Trains. Yeah.
You want a modern day One Train.
You want diss
needs
records.
to put it together.
No, he wants posse cuts.
No, you want diss records.
Huh?
He's saying I want posse cuts. You want diss tracks.
Hondas.
I said I want competition. He's guising it under posse cuts, so that could work too.
What the fuck?
In some sense. I said I want competition. It could be diss songs. It could be friendly fades.
Okay, so look.
It could be posse cuts.
Why can't it be Devastated versus I Don't Fuck With You?
So versus battle.
What did y'all become?
That's not even a competition.
Y'all whooping feet and ba when it's your guy winning, but all of a sudden now we want to keep it all like hit for hit, song for song.
It's not your
versus
guy
battle.
winning.
It's all a versus battle now.
I don't like confrontation at all.
No one's confronting each other. God bless. We're making records.
Why? That's what I'm saying. Why can't it be niggas just go make their records and they compete in that way? Why you want it to be confrontational?
It doesn't have to be.
Well,
It
he
can
wants
be
the art form.
competitive. It doesn't have to be confrontation.
Okay, why do you? That is competitive. Are people not competing for space and charts and mix show spins and all the things?
I think
DSP playlisting. Are people not competing for that?
I think that we saw with the Red Bull thing again, with the success of it, shows that there's a desire for that
compete
spirit
with
in
the
hip-hop.
bars. I want to compete with the bars. You could make. I would love all of these things.
Spirit
to
of
be true.
competition needs
So
to be
why
alive
can't
and well in
people?
hip-hop.
Why
We're at
do
our
you want
best.
people to chop Joey's head off? Why can't he just?
I'm just saying, y'all should be able to make a record that mentions Joey Badass and says he's the best rapper out here. What you did, Joey, was impressive out here in the field.
Why?
I'm still the best rapper. Because Big Sean is a great rapper who needs to find his footing in this modern era.
Who said he needs
where
that?
he belongs. I feel he does. I think his biggest fan, Jeremy, probably feels he does.
What if he's content?
I want his
You're
piece.
calling him tomorrow. Why you calling him tomorrow if he's content? You don't feel he's
I'm just
content?
calling him to see what's up.
Hey, you content? Yo, it's Head. You content?
You
wanna go to
content is a
lunch?
crazy way to start a
Should see
combo.
it hitting me back, but you know,
Yo,
we
you
can grab some
content?
food real quick. You're not a vegetarian though.
I
But nigga,
Pescatarian.
what if he say content? Sorry, if he is content, should he meet you for lunch or not? I'm content.
He's still cool. Like I still,
A
my
nigga that's content-
relationships
can a nigga
not
that's content get a
my
coffee?
relationships are not predicated on war, Elliott Wilson.
peace.
So now I'm a warmonger.
Yes,
You said you love rap and you love competition too
I
and
do.
love lyrics.
for people who want to compete.
Now all of a sudden Joey, they all want to compete or else they would have been on the goddamn Red Bull Cypher.
How do you know they ended up? How do
doing
you?
multiple takes?
How
and
do you
taking
know
shit out
how
their
they?
verses.
How do you know how they ended up on the cipher?
I don't give a fuck how they ended up there.
Exactly.
Them niggas is there.
Exactly.
And they did a video I watched 3 million times like everybody else that is there. So I don't care how they got there.
Exactly. There's
I
no-
don't do. Hey, when you woke up this morning, you content? You know what you about to walk into? You're gonna play some games with Jeremy and then go rap against each other.
I have my PSP.
Ellie says we have to go.
Okay,
Ellie's
guys, can
out of
we-
control. I
can
don't know.
we
We
take-
solved nothing today.
Can we
We didn't
take a
solve
deep
shit
breath
this episode.
on 3? I
I'm
want
as
us all
confused
to
as when I
take a
walked
deep
in
breath
here.
in, and I want us to imagine the life
For
we'd
some
like
reason,
for
that don't have
ourselves.
to do with us. Go ahead.
Breathe in on 3.
Come on, Elliott. Do your breathing exercises.
Breathe out.
Open your palms up. If you have your
Yeah.
palms up, no,
Yeah.
not like that. Palms up on your lap like this.
You want God to be able to bless you.
We're
you
gonna turn
wanna
on Debbie
open yourself
Brown's
for the
book.
blessing. All right.
I'm gonna turn on Debbie Brown's book, and we're gonna palms up. Shout out to my girl Debbie Brown.
Okay.
Shout out Dev.
Shout out Dev. She got the new book out right now. Go get it. It's called Living in Wisdom.
This isn't a far-out idea.
You can join us if you're
Probiotic healing
watching.
Gardens or spaces methodically planted with many types of flowers meant not only to invoke beauty, but also, more importantly, to nourish the nervous system. There's a reason we are drawn to aesthetics, beautiful things, and beautiful people. Beauty holds power. You can see it in the inverse, too. When people, especially women, have experienced trauma or pain, they want to reject beauty, namely because it feels frivolous or silly, especially in contrast to the ugliness or darkness we're feeling inside. And we start to internalize that void of beauty, refusing to look at our reflection in the mirror or the car window, and avoiding seeing our physical selves by any means.
Okay, Elliott.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to listen to the sound of my voice. I want you to take a deep breath in through the nose, hold it, and then when I say breathe, you let go of the breath through your mouth and you. Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Deep breath in through the nose. Go. Breathe.
Whooping feet.
There you go.
Fucker.
Thank
Competition
you,
in
God.
rap.
for
Debbie's been
everything that
teaching
we
me how to
have.
meditate. I've been going to at least private Jedi lessons.
Have you liked it?
Yes. I meditated the
How
first
much you
time.
paying? How much it cost?
It's a lot. Debbie's been my friend for 20 years. She
And no
don't-
discount, right?
I get a discount.
Did you meditate before that?
Never.
You have to, is she like in the valley or some shit far? Where's she at?
She's somewhere.
Yeah. I'm cracking Jay up in this episode. Every episode. Am I that
Oh,
problem?
wait, Elliot, I did have one critique I forgot to
Oh,
bring up last time.
Lord.
And this isn't anything to do with today. What did you get your Instagram banned for, hypothetically?
I told you that. Backgrid, photo agency. Don't love me.
I want you to keep your current Instagram. I feel like you may be posting things that may put you in harm's way,
Oh,
hypothetically.
yeah, I don't give a fuck now because I'm off
without
the grid. Yeah.
tagging
I'm,
and without
I'm being. I'm
properly
moving
crediting.
egregious right now.
Okay,
My
so this
favorite word.
is underground Elliot.
Yeah, this is I don't like niggas. Here's Riri and Rocky coming out the store.
You're
Fuck you
doubling
niggas.
down.
I'm like,
okay.
You see the nigga that got
Alright.
acquitted in jail? And he started giving the thing. I'm moving like that right now.
I just wanted to make
unfortunately,
sure.
though.
Okay, I'm on board. Then.
Oh, I got one last thing before we go. So can we do it at least, please?
Go ahead.
I saw you post it, and I love this thing. It's viral. Why is it hard for dudes to say to each other, "Yo, good night, my man, sweet dreams," without seeming crazy? I saw you post that too. That is the funniest shit on the internet right now. I don't get into that whole TikTok shit, but man, I call you Jeremy. We do type of niggas like, yo, hey, I just want to say, hey, yo, good night, man. You
No.
know what I'm saying? Sweet dreams, my nigga.
I wouldn't say that, but I do end every call saying "love you" to all my friends I have for
That's
years. I
different,
make
though.
them. Do
That's
that
why we
too.
text.
Would you call me and wish me? Would you call me and wish me good night? With some sweet dreams my way.
No, unless
Look at Jeremy won't even do it.
unless
Goddamn
you
it.
have been having horrible dreams for like months on end and you can't sleep, and I'm like, yo, just checking on you. I want you to pray before bed. I
What
might
about
tell you that.
telling
I want
niggas
you to
have a
pray
good
before
day? Do you do that too?
call to say have a good day.
Yeah.
No, it's always a check in. Like, yo, what's been happening?
Call
How you
somebody
been?
and tell them have a good day right now.
Who should I call to tell them have a good
You want
day?
me to pick who you call? I'll pick who you call.
Who should I call and tell? Who would you tell me?
Let me see your. Let me leave you in the phone book. Yeah, call Rory
Call Rory.
and just tell him you want him to have a good day.
All right.
Yo, Rory, it's Jeremy, man. I just want to make sure you having a good day today, man. She have a good day. He might be taping this Friday. No, it's Thursday. He should be open. Should be available. If he's not doing his fatherhood thing.
I'm gonna get a call back later. No. All right, we got no answer. So I'm gonna have to call him back. Or he's gonna call me
Call him
back
again.
later. I'm not double calling. That's crazy. That's crazy. He's gonna call me later. He's gonna be like, "Yo, what's up, bro?" And I'm gonna be like, "Oh, I was just calling to let you know
Feeding
have a
his
good
kid.
day." I don't have Maul's number.
I'll give it to you.
I'm
You
not
got Maul's
calling
number?
Maul and telling him have a good day.
No, come on. No,
No, we
don't
haven't
come on.
spoken ever.
That's
I
a bad
can't-
idea.
Yeah,
What
I don't
the
wanna, yeah.
Would you call a nigga and wish him a good night and some sweet dreams?
Yeah, I wish a nigga a good day.
No, good night though. It's more intimate than night. Like that's the
Why is it
difference.
more intimate?
The internet's showing that it is. Because you be so confused and tired at night. Like, yo, nigga, why are you calling me? Like, is there something wrong? A guy
Call
gets
somebody
confused.
and tell him have a good day.
I'm not doing that shit. That's what I'm saying. I brought it up. Why are we so triggered as men that we can't do that and show love that way?
I don't show love that way. I don't show love, and that's why I wreak havoc in my personal life. I don't.
You can't wish a
I'm
nigga
not,
a good night.
I don't really emote. You know what I'm saying?
We've noticed that.
All right. Let me see.
Wish a person a great day.
Oh, let me think. Who should I call? Tell him have a good day.
What's up? Well, your man from Chuck. What's the guy you did the show with back in
Chuck
the day?
Dizzle?
Chuck Dizzle.
Nah, fuck that.
What about Doc Winters?
No, I'm not calling.
So a callback.
My Heart Media? Not serious?
serious?
Doc Winter, the Godfather of Radio?
I'm not calling.
Shout out Doc Winter, man.
Who are you a fan of, Elliott Wilson?
Big fan of Charlamagne. Big fan. Huge.
Oh
Huge. Lauren LaRosa. No, but she's busy. She out there chasing Puff down at the court and shit. So she busy.
It has to be a man, Elliott
Oh,
Wilson.
yeah, my bad. True.
You call somebody.
I ain't calling nobody. I don't call. I did speak to Bada. We was on a business call together. We're cool.
That's
together.
not the same thing.
You want us to get to the bag or not? Please get the money,
Wait,
man.
you were okay. You were on a call together though. That's good.
Yeah, we talked on the call. It's nice.
Okay.
I'm gonna call
They're my
B
friend.
Dot.
That's messy.
Yeah, why you
Don't
call
call
me
me
that?
messy.
Well,
Let me call Jack Dizzle, nigga. What the fuck? Let me call Gina Views, nigga. That's foul. See what's wrong with men? See, that's the men. See, men are quick to do that.
Well, no, you want
They'll
the
go
blood
get you out, though.
sport? You want the blood sport? I'm calling to tell B Dot
No,
have
I
a good day.
wasn't. It could have
I'm
been.
calling with pure intention to tell B Dot I hope you have a great day. Why can't call B-Dot and tell him have a great day?
Go ahead, call me that.
Call
tell me
Joe.
that.
Call Joe Budden.
You want to because you're gonna secretly
right,
try
we're
to check
getting
and
the-
make sure that me and him are cool. We actually did have some sort of interaction, and I'm not lying. I'm not cap.
I don't think you lying.
All right, call me that. Go ahead. Lord knows, Joe Budden, other niggas call me
That's
in the
true.
shit.
Yeah.
Me and B-Dot's relationship is fodder for all you motherfuckers in the content land and shit. Whether it's my platform or another person's platform. Monitoring my multiple year relationship with this man since
What you mean?
2005.
All right, I'm not gonna call
No,
him.
no, call him.
Okay.
No, call him.
No.
Call him.
Spotlight.
Let's go to spotlight.
I want a spotlight.
You was nagging the whole time. I was trying to pull a number.
I have
up.
no spotlight. Lyricism, competition in rap.
He
Spotlight.
want blood sport.
Let's
That's
call
his
B-Dot.
spotlight.
Let's call B-Dot. Before we go.
Go.
Let's call B-Dot. No,
Can
call
I get a
B-Dot.
spotlight?
No, you call him.
No, call him.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at him.
Who are they pointing at?
Look
Is
at
a
that.
You
photographer?
should call him.
Y'all
Call
got
him.
matching
jean jackets.
tuxedo Canadian tops.
Canadian
Call
top.
B-Dot. Call him.
No, you call him.
You call him. I don't have his number. Call him.
I sent it to you.
I have it.
I know you do.
First,
Call
guys
him.
couldn't call anyone. Now guys are fighting
Let
over who's
Jeremy
going to
call
make
him.
the call.
Let
Now it's
Jeremy
like, you
call him?
call him.
Jeremy
You
the
call
number.
him.
See if he picks up.
He's
Let
not going
Jeremy
to
call
pick
him.
up a random ass number.
He
What do you
might.
want me to do? It's Jeremy from the bigger picture. I'm just here to wish you a good day. What?
Yeah, that's
We've
great.
never spoken.
Didn't that work better?
Why don't you call him, Elliott?
I'll give you B-Dot's number.
I'm not
Why
calling
won't you call him?
B-Dot. We've never interacted before. I'm not
Elliott, why don't you
making
call
that my
him?
first
I'll call him.
interaction.
Yeah, you call him. No, B-Dot don't fuck with me.
All right, you
Here, call him.
and say
No,
Oh,
on your
Elliott.
phone.
I'm not calling B-Dot on my phone. I'm sorry.
Like,
I
Elliott, did you-
made my
Hold
call.
on,
I'm the only one who's made a
Okay,
call
listen,
today.
Elliott,
actually.
did you really talk to him? Oh shit!
Uh-oh.
He picks up.
Tell him you wish you want to have a good day. That's
Yo.
it.
Yo, B,
Yo,
I just want to wish you a great day, my nigga. You know what I mean? Yo, tell these niggas that we speak to each other. We try to get business deals done and we're friends. I'm on the bigger picture right now. DRB Hex right here. DJ Heads right here. Ain't no cap in my rap, right? We good?
and we getting there. We're in a better place.
There you go.
I've been telling him to call you for weeks because I told him, listen, B-Dot, I've been telling him to call you for weeks because he's the big homie and he should accept responsibility as such and that he needs to be the bigger person more often than not. And I told him to call you weeks ago and he just got around to calling. He said it was business though, and I didn't want it to be business. I wanted it to be real.
I get it. I understand. I understand where you're coming from, but I understand how Elliott operates as well. So it's not like as if I was like waiting at the phone with bated breath. I feel like we'll come around when we come around at this time, and
Yeah, Queens get the money, man. We trying to get back in business, man. But he's right, B. I should have reached out to you. I should have been the person. I'm older. I should have been. Head showed me the error of my ways. I should have reached out. It was foul that I didn't reach out. That was wrong. I'm saying to you now officially in front of the fucking world. And I want to get back to business with you. We're gonna make some things happen.
yeah, it's EPMD, man. Eat your heart out.
Queens get the money. Queens get the money on, motherfucker.
There you go. See? Now, was that so hard, Elliott?
You already got your shit off, nigga. Why you still good to
I
go?
didn't even get that.
I'm smiling. I'm just
Hey,
over here
B-Dot, would you like to
smiling.
meet Jeremy Heck? Jeremy Heck, say hi to B-Dot, man.
B-Dot, great to meet you. I've been a fan and respect your work for years and honor to be speaking.
It's a Queens legend you're talking to right there. It's a
I know.
Queens, Southside Queens legend, man.
I know.
So I still got beef with 50 Cent, but me and B-Dot are good. Is everybody clear on that before I go?
What the fuck is why would you even say that?
Well, everybody know 50 don't fuck with me.
No,
B-Dot
you-
tried to broke it
I
a
mean,
long time
listen,
ago.
hold on.
hold
Nothing to
on.
do with this.
Elliott Wilson,
50?
words have meaning.
This isn't
When
me.
you say I
This isn't
still
me.
have beef with 50 Cent,
Well, 50 Cent, no, you're right. I correct you. Great point, DJ Head. I
God
have
damn.
no beef with 50 Cent. 50 Cent, for some reason, doesn't like me, and I respect that.
And
He feels that
50,
way.
nothing to do with me. I would like no problems.
Like, God damn.
You're right. B-Dot's my only friend from Southside. It's all good.
Why would
Right?
you say that?
He's my friend from
There's
Southside.
other people that might feel like you're their friend. You just alienate them for no reason.
I get along with Lloyd Banks. We're cool.
But you just alienated everyone for no fucking reason.
Do you want to say goodbye to B-Dot?
My bad. B-Dot, I'm working
We're
with
not,
him.
can't waste B-Dot's time, man.
Oh,
He's
no,
a busy
listen,
man.
listen. Hold on. Stop. B-Dot, I'm working with him.
It's
you know what I'm
live
saying?
therapy.
You know what you did,
You
B-Dot?
should call B-Dot and figure out what it's like to work with me. And
No, I already know what it's like. B-Dot, you know what? B-Dot is a true New Yorker. You know why?
Absolutely.
Because he took his shit, he put it out on the curb, and DJ Head is out here working with it.
Damn, did you just call Elliott a piece of shit on
Oh,
the curb?
no.
That's crazy. That was such a
Sanitation
crazy
problem,
metaphor.
Yo,
Holy
you
shit.
know the Knicks lost last night. We're in pain right
I
now.
know,
The Knicks
I
got
was like,
I didn't
wait.
eat it like
Hold
that.
on.
you attacking New York, the East Coast?
No, that was a bad
Is that
metaphor.
attack of New York?
That was a bad metaphor.
You meant like one of those like really nice, it's still a perfectly intact couch, but you just didn't have room because you were moving, and B-Dot didn't know what to do with it, so he put it on the
No.
curb, and then you took that couch. and
A
you're like,
recliner.
perfect. Recliner. Okay, there you
Yeah.
go. Massage chair.
Can we say goodbye to B-Dot? The whole thing was, remember, you seen that viral thing, like guys can't call each other and be like, yo, good night, my nigga, sweet dreams and all that, right?
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Yes, that's why I called you. Like, these niggas were scared to call anybody else to say,
I wasn't
have a great
scared
day.
to call.
I
So
called
I started
Rory.
to call
told you.
B-Dot and say, have a great day, B-Dot.
See, Elliott Wilson always presents information with lack of nuance. So what happened was,
B-Dot knows this.
I know he knows. What happened was Elliott Wilson, unprompted, said that he talked to B-Dot. And I said, oh, well, okay, finally you talked to B-Dot, call him. That's how you ended up on the phone.
That's your version, but it's all good.
It's
Yo,
it's
B-Dot, I want to
recorded.
say once again,
The
B-Dot, I want
chat
you to have a
seen
great
it.
day, my nigga.
The
You
chat
know what I
fucking
mean?
seen it.
Thank you.
Put caps in the chat for Elliott Wilson.
B-Dot saying goodbye to you, DJ Head.
Peace out, fool.
See you, B-Dot. Good to meet.
Do you love his list? Do you love his list? He has
No.
a list. He's working on a list right now.
No,
His favorite.
East Coast, DJ. Hey, that's all I had to say.
it's all good. I know where he is.
Oh, hey, B-Dot, is Joey the victor right now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Talk about that, B-Dot. They don't want to declare him the victim, man. Joey whoop feet, man. Whoop them.
Joey's better with vowels, man. He's the better rapper. He raps better.
Thank-
And it shows.
Thank you, B-Dot. Have a great day, my G.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
There you
Look
go.
at that. Look at that.
See? So now Elliott Wilson and B-Dot.
All right, you can
Rap
take it down
Radar
now,
has
motherfucker.
officially declared a winner. Rap Radar has
So we
declared the
killed
winner.
one there. So we have a closure in that area. This rap battle we don't know yet.
See
There's
what
closure.
happened when you meditate with friends?
Yeah, we meditated first.
And
There you
you,
go.
and then
My
you
bad.
call
Sorry,
and you
sorry.
call B-Dot. You was listening to Devi, and then you call B-Dot. It's serenity. It's fucking
is.
divine. Now, chat. Make sure you go get Debbie Brown's book. It's called Living in Wisdom. It's out right now. It's an orange book. You can go look at it. Living in Wisdom by Debbie Brown. Go get that chat
Oh, you
right
doing
now.
audio? You do the audio.
I do audio only. I don't physically read anything. That's crazy. But
Crazier for Kanye.
Who the fuck does that?
So
You know
be
what I'm saying?
responsible with your platform. You ain't got to read this shit. Audio available for
I didn't say
everybody.
you ain't. I said I don't.
But you're a leader with authoritative voice in the space.
And
you
I
should
encourage everyone
reading.
to go get audiobooks because they're not going to sit down and read a fucking book.
I would
They,
like.
we
they
have to go,
consume and
gentlemen.
listen to music. Go
Spotlight.
get,
Spotlight reading.
Go
Chat.
get, that's my spotlight. Go get Living in Wisdom. The audiobook is out right now by Debbie Brown. It's my sister. 20 years. She used to sneak me into the radio station. Shout out to A.D. Scott. He didn't know because I wanted to be on the radio 20 years ago. She used to sneak me in. She's a real LA legend, OG. Jeremy Heck is about to plug some nigga that's performing on his show.
I'm not. I'm actually. No,
Look, go-
my spotlight is somebody who I think got overlooked
Mick Jenkins.
in this whole thing. Not Mick Jenkins. Not Mick Jenkins.
What?
Dime a Dozen, who I think got multiple mentions. I see what you're trying to do and I get it. But let me get this off. Dime a Dozen, who was mentioned by Daylyt multiple times. He had a cipher with Pro Era back in the day, and he has a song
show's
with
insane.
Daylyt that Daylyt released. It's part of this back and forth, and he talked about being in the middle of it all, but he has a dope EP, Solely Yours. Go check that
What's
out.
his
Jadakiss City.
name?
Dime a
Jadakiss City.
Dozen.
Okay.
Dime.
Is he from
New
the?
York. He's from New York.
Is he performing on anything you have to do?
I
with?
have no affiliation to anything Dime a
Is
Dozen.
he-
Something for the
doing.
people.
Is he
4
Rage
weeks
rapper?
from now.
What's that?
Is he a rage rapper?
Not a rage
We're
rapper.
gonna be in
not a
Providence,
Pokemon.
Rhode Island, everybody. It's something
Not
for
a
the people.
Pokemon
We're never gonna
rage
get to the
rapper.
complex list like this.
Yo, I'm putting it out there. I think we're all gonna be on that list.
Jeremy
I-
said if he's not top 10, he's whooping feet on these
I did not
motherfuckers.
say that. Complex, I did not say that. I'm just trying to be on the
You know
list.
what I'm
That's
saying?
all.
This nigga be
Oh
plugging
my
niggas
gosh.
that he got publishing on all this shit.
I don't have any publishing on Dime a Dozen. I'm just
Get that
thinking he
nigga.
deserves
Get
more
that
credit.
nigga.
Can
There
I
we
not
go.
pick people up?
Now we agree,
Can I not
DJ.
pick
DJ, we're finally in line.
hey,
Thank you,
hold
Debbie
on,
Dan. We're
hold on,
finally in
hold
line,
on, hold
DJ.
on. Miles Minnick every week. Shout out to Miles Minnick. Great EP. I loved it. I loved the first song. It was my favorite. But you plug this guy every time you're on his team. How am I not allowed to plug people?
I didn't say you're not allowed to plug people.
Yeah, y'all
but you're
niggas
getting at me
compromised,
for
man.
Oh my god.
I don't love none of these niggas, man.
Elliott
I want them to all
Spotlight is
compete.
nobody.
I don't care if they from the East
Oh
Coast, the
my
West
God.
Coast. I don't like none of them.
Hey,
Again,
Rory, have a good day.
like,
If
comment,
you see this,
subscribe.
have
I
a
was
great
listening
day.
to-
So call Rory. Call Rory.
I'm not calling him again. I already called him.
Oh,
I
He
was
did he
didn't
call you
listening
back?
to this new
No.
mixtape You know, from this artist.
Like, comment,
Alright.
subscribe.
This artist out of
Winnipeg.
Winnipeg, and also
Canada.
my guy Mick Jenkins dropped another one.
I do gotta say that.
It's only on
I
SoundCloud.
do give.
It's only on SoundCloud. It got
Forgive
different
me for
BPMs.
shining lights in the underground.
Hey,
Sorry, guys.
I don't know.
I
I'm just,
talk
I don't want no
all day
smoke.
about Kendrick, and then I can't plug one underground artist with 30 seconds at the end of a 2.5-hour podcast.
We're gonna be in
Sorry.
Wichita, Kansas. Something for the people.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. Make sure you
Spotlight Lyricism. That's it. Love.
like, comment,
Competition.
subscribe, chat, and go get that new Mick Jenkins.
Yo,
You
shout
know?
out to Mick Jenkins though. If we're gonna
Mick
spotlight him,
Jenkins!
Mick Jenkins.
Yeah,
go.
that's what I'm saying.
His new songs are great.
Exactly. Do
Right.
that shit. And stay on stream for whatever reason.
The bigger picture.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh
a
my
ridiculous episode.